Three, two, one, zero.
So, rock and roll.
Son of a bitch! Hello, world. Hello, 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 hello. Can you hear me? Can we even hear me? No, of course not. Hello. Well, I guess you can hear me. It's the 4th of July, you know, and well, it's the Eagle Stream. Yes, we're just starting. And we got room for people on up here because it's the 4th of July. We should talk about some things that might trigger us. Like a certain scene in that opener for Bird of Prey. And no, Jeffrey, they don't need me in high-level government. Hello, Bird.
Hello, world. It's Bird of Prey 5. Happy Independence Day.
We give the old salute.
I don't think I'm supposed to salute being a civilian.
No, but I am the Eagle, so I can do it.
Okay.
And hello, Captain Trek.
Keeping
Hello.
things on the up and up.
I find it funny. Nobody's streaming, I think. Okay, I'll start a stream. Then I look. Cinnabon had started a stream earlier. So I sent everybody over there. Then he decided to end the stream, and you started one.
Yeah, I figured I better get mine in before Bird gets on and watches Independence Day and then sides with the aliens and blows up the world.
Well, I gotta admit, the aliens have a better claim.
Yeah. They may have better orbitals, but we're Americans, damn it.
That's
This
right.
is our Independence Day.
We'll come up with some computer virus to fuck them over.
Damn right.
Very implausible. They must have had LDG as their tech guy. Oh, is LDG not here yet? I'm sorry.
No, we'll have to replay that joke later.
Hello, V-Star. Thank you for saying hello to me.
Have you even been to bed yet, Mr. CCDV?
I did. As a matter of fact, I slept right through Morning Blend.
Uh-oh.
Morning Blend was exactly 1 minute and 50 seconds this morning. I went on and said, I'm sorry I slept through my alarm, everybody. Have a great Independence Day. Bye.
And LDG is in the thing in the comments there. I just
So
seen him,
you
but
probably heard it.
I gotta say good morning to V Star. Was first in here. Actually beat Thomas Potts. Thomas Potts is in here. Gaming a what? Parrot Head. I'm sure I'll be getting a whole bunch of memes soon. Bird of Prey, which is up on the panel with us now. Uncle Remus, Jeffrey Nelson, LDG Pickles, or the alien tech guy that we are able to bust through their coding and bring down their shields, is here. Captain Trek, also up on the panel, with Mr. CCDB here on the panel too. We've got Cinnabon. We've got, wow. I think I caught up. Richie Poole. Yep. I think I've caught up with everybody now that's here at the moment.
I think so.
Good morning. Oh, Yosef too, but he's going to grill them mice that the cat keeps bringing up.
Future Man, he's gonna grill. That's what I'm talking about. Go for it, Future Man.
Grill them mice up. So we know Bird of Prey has Independence Day coming up in just a little under 3 hours. What else does everybody have going?
That's my plans for the day.
Karaoke. I'll probably take a nap. I have to be honest with you.
Oh, that's right. We are having karaoke tonight. Okay. That slipped my mind. Yeah, I'll do that later. I'll definitely be taking a nap between the movie and karaoke.
It is Saturday night, so gotta have the karaoke.
And hopefully, now that there's nobody streaming all freaking weekend long, the karaoke will get back to normal.
God dang it, Jedi Bill.
We shall see.
I'm not doing a long stream. Hell no. I figured I'd do this part here up until shortly before Bird. And
well, Uncle Remus, I doubt that Bird of Prey 5 will nap during this movie. And if he does, Mama Prey will mute the mic.
No. We got to have the mic unmuted. I'm gonna send a message to Mama Prey if she sees him napping to come over and unmute so we can listen to him.
That's so mean. I mean, yeah, I agree with you.
If the rest of us can snore on our streams, we can hear Bird do it.
Ironically, Jedi Bill didn't snore yesterday.
Thomas Potts points out that Bird hates Nerdo Prey. Or Nephew of Prey.
Oh, really? Why is that?
There was a little super chat that we seen on Bird's stream yesterday about apparently Nephew of Prey has exclusive contract with me and will only appear on my streams. And Bird, under his breath, but we did hear it, said some bad things.
Bad Bird.
Bad Bird. Apparently, Thomas Potts may or may not have, or Rock Solid actually, also heard it, may or may not have cut out that to play back for Nephew of Prey and Sis of Prey.
Oh. Hopefully enhancing the audio enough to, make it more audible.
Well, it was audible enough. We all caught it when he said it.
I wish I'd been on.
I didn't say anything bad about Nephew of Prey. And Thomas Potts is now on Mama Prey's list.
Rock Solid heard it too.
She didn't think he was ever going to make it, but now he's up there.
Richie thinks that Bird of Prey is a little jealous of Baby of Prey and getting more attention. Oh, Thomas Potts said Anti-Tricker got the clip.
And you forgot one thing, DJ. Nephew of Prey is cuter.
Nobody's going to argue. Nobody's going to argue. Nephew of Prey is not cuter. I don't know.
No, if they argued that, they'd be in.
It'd be
I
nuts.
have to admit, I'm pretty envious. They both get sponge baths.
Okay, I'm gonna bypass that one.
Thank you.
I'm gonna bypass that one.
Well,
Just
let me
because-
put it to you this way: when I was in the hospital before, I declined a sponge bath.
What was the nurse's name? Olga.
The nurse's name could have been Michael or something. Yeah, that's the problem.
No, it was a woman, but she was how do I say this? She was one of them that she wanted to do everything as quickly as possible. And it's like,
Oh,
yeah,
she could have ended up bagging you and making you feel worse.
exactly. It's like, no, thank you. Go away. The only thing she didn't do quickly is bring my medicine.
Of course not.
Richie points out that Bird should know that Michael is a girl's name because Michael is a part of Bird's favorite Star Trek series.
Oh, good Lord. No. I'm on Bird's side on this one. You know that's bad.
Okay. And we have Mr. Antivirus LDG up here.
Hello. Hello.
Are you-
hello.
Are you going to defend yourself against comments that you were part of the alien tech crew and that's why we could get through and break down the shields?
No, I'm the guy who was smart enough who actually made the antivirus that somehow broke the language computer language barrier between human tech and complete alienware tech and took down an entire mothership.
Everybody knows all computers think the same way. How dare you suggest there's a problem with computer languages?
By the way, you should have that antivirus thing written on a pickle.
There we go. That's an idea. Give me a minute.
And he'll be back, folks, with a pickle.
You know, if it's not germs that are taking down the aliens, it's viruses.
Thank you. Just leave it down on the porch.
That's right. You tell him, Mom.
You tell them, Mama Bray.
And Sassy, too.
You leave it there. Or I'm going to let this dog out.
Arrows of food delivery.
He's got food. Look out, folks. He's got food.
For you, Sassy. Thomas says he was already on your list. You forgot what day it was because of him.
Yeah, but they didn't put him on my list.
She says you did.
No.
No, well, that was a different list, maybe, Thomas.
Now you're
This
on
is
multiple.
the bad list. This is the worst list you could be on
The Uncle Paulie list.
for passing info to Anti-Tracker.
Dun, dun, dun.
I missed the stream, so I can't take the blame for that one.
You're an eggs Benedict Arnold.
Well, it was going to either be Thomas or it was going to be Rock Solid because they both seemed excited when they heard that phrase come out of Bird's mouth.
So hungry. I don't even know what I'm going to eat today.
I already know what you're going to eat today.
I don't want to have any more hot dogs. I'm
But you
tired.
will.
Tired of
You
hot
will.
dogs.
You will go
I
have
don't-
hot dogs.
I don't want any more. I
You
give
will
up.
have hot dogs.
Oh,
Just a hot dog, man. Just a hot dog.
no, it's not. It's not. It's something else. It's turned into something else.
Well, just go out and make you a little fire and then grill the hot dog and you'll get a different taste to it.
This is still a long piece of meat that I gotta frickin' Okay. Anyway.
Thank you for stopping yourself.
It's a big long piece of meat that you put in your mouth. Okay, we already know that part.
You know, that would be a perfect clip with the thing from yesterday. Big long piece of meat.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Oh, Lord.
We can technically mix and match your comments, and as long as we splice them together so they sound like they were one phrase,
Yeah.
still works.
Yeah.
And I can do audio clips like that. I may not be good at the video, but audios I can mix and match.
You call it Sam the Eagle.
I made an entire Christmas commercial thing for a radio station a couple years ago. I took audio clips of all the DJs and I made it sound like we were all in one room together.
Cool.
Cinnabon's wowing at that last part. So let's see. It's the 4th of July, and most of us are doing stuff here on the YouTube, except Cinnabon, who's going out to have fun.
Yes.
Good for Cinnabon.
Going to be with his family, like there's no pandemic or something.
Well, there wasn't one, is there?
Well, if everybody's tested, then everybody's fine.
Well, he did say that he was going to, take his phone along so he could come on and escape the family time some. But
yeah, so he may show up in your stream, Bird.
He's welcome to.
Oh, he's that uncle. Understood. Hides in the den or the living room away from all the little kids.
For some reason, Yosef wants to grill Bird.
We got a couple birds on here. Knock yourself out.
He wants
Got
to
one right
grill
up
a
here.
bird?
Yeah, you think? Wait a minute, get back here and grilling a bird.
Careful though, they're both carrion eaters.
And Thomas Potts says Cinnabon should be arrested. He's not with people only in his household. I think that only counts for like places like California and ones like that where you can't do it.
so, DJ, what have you been doing since you got offline last time?
Slept.
Sleep.
That's all I did was sleep. Then I woke up in time just to do a little rolling of some cigarettes and watch the end of Cinnabon's thing, and then check this picture out from Parrot Head, which is going to make us all go to hell.
You
mean like California? Oh my God.
We really are all going to hell.
YMCA.
Sure.
Oh, come on. You know it's funny. Parrot
Yeah,
Head's in
no.
some of the best things. Just a
Oh,
shame I can't do half of
no.
them.
Thomas Potts, are you serious? I don't want to go on Twitter today. I'll stay away from it.
Yeah, I seen some of that crap too. Hell, I seen they vandalized the Little Mermaid statue over in Norway.
Just
Called it a racist mermaid. Or no, they called it a racist fish.
Of course. Fish are racist. Everybody knows that. I'm not going out today because I don't want to deal with people because people are stupid.
Agreed.
And
I'll
yes,
just hang
tip
out.
count.
I'll just hang out with you guys and keep changing my avatars to my 4 deployments with the divisions.
Cool.
Stream, Richie. Stream. Come on. Pervert. Yes, Flex the 4th is trending.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I saw that. It's like, yeah.
You knew it was going to happen, though.
of course it was.
All these little wusses that need the shit slapped out of them
The
are
funny
running
thing
around.
is, it's the 4th that gives them the right to say that.
Damn right.
Critical thinking is not one of their strong suits in that corner of the world.
What do you mean critical thinking? Thinking, period.
Here comes Darren Wagner. Haven't seen him around here at the stream.
Hello, just stress testing the new computer.
And Thomas
Cool.
Potts says everybody should message JT and thank him for his service for the Colonial Army.
The Continental Army. Yeah.
I didn't think he was that old, but okay.
Yeah. The Peloponnesian War. Yeah. I actually had when I say my old job because I don't work in a call center anymore, but I still work for the company. There's this young 21-year-old gal who turned to me one day and asked me if I had served in World War II. And I said, Cassidy, this woman, young lady, was a product of the Florida public school system. And what she was doing in Wisconsin, I don't know. But anyway, she asked a lot of questions like that. She had no historical perspective whatsoever on anything. And I said, Cassidy, I had one grandfather that was in World War II. I had one that was in Korea. I said, and he goes, oh, okay. So you were in Vietnam then? I'm like, no. My dad was in Vietnam. I was born the year after Vietnam ended.
That's as bad as somebody last night thinking Germany and Russia were allies in 1942.
Well,
Dude, I was delirious after a 50-hour stream, man. I'm sorry. I got crossed my brain streams.
That same gal, the first time I learned that she was not as well educated as others are, she was on a call and she turned to me and she goes, Darren, you're smart. France is a city in Italy, right? And I said, what? It's like France it's a city in Italy. I said, Cassidy, France is a country that does, I think, border Italy, but they are two different countries. And yeah, it was amazing.
I was on. I took mid-tour leave in 2005, and I literally just got off the plane from Iraq. And we were driving to my grandfather's house, so we stopped at a little convenience store, so I could go in and get snacks, and we could fill up the van. I went into the convenience store, took the snacks up to the counter, set them down, and the girl behind the counter said, have you ever just had a really bad day? And I looked down at myself, still wearing my chocolate chip desert camouflage uniform, and I looked back up at her and said, oh yeah, I know what you're feeling. She said, what do you do for a living? I looked back down at my uniform again.
Well, that can be a fair question because not everybody in any service does the same thing as everybody else. There are specialists, but yeah, she
wasn't asking like that. Like she really had no clue.
Okay,
I know the difference in the question.
Gotcha.
But usually the girls that are that dumb are the best ones to keep around.
That's a possibility, but I was married at the time.
They'll believe everything you tell them. Oh, and then we have this from Mountains of Elysium.
Rainbow Corn 2020.
No, today, Mountain, it's all about the eagle. No unicorns. We're doing a patriotic stream today. That's why I am in the bald eagle garb.
Everybody knows what the First Cav Division patch stands for.
Why don't you fill us in?
Okay, so if you look at the patch right there, what you have is the horse that was never ridden, the river that was never crossed, and the color speaks for itself. I guess it's funnier to people.
Oh yeah.
I don't get it.
The ones that haven't been in the army, it's just going to go.
Right over their heads.
Okay, Mountains of Elysium, we're going to take a break for the 4th of July and not put in hashtag annual crystal skull for bird. Now, starting July 5th, however, and I mean July 4th for the U.S., so we'll be nice to bird today. Today.
Every day is today.
I mean the 4th of July.
I never agreed to such terms.
I'm calling a truce, temporary.
Alrighty then, but I'm still saying I'm not agreeing to such terms.
Okay, that's your choice.
Because it's all about freedom, and days you have the freedom to do what you want.
You're right.
So if Mountains wants
Which
to put
includes
in,
making a truce.
yeah, or if Mountains wants to put in hashtag annual crystal skull for bird, he
That's
is
his
able
choice.
to do that. Now, if he wants to make Mama Praise list, well, that's his freedom too. Thomas Potts is actually going out for a bit.
Wow.
I'm glad I'm sitting down for that one.
Son of a bitch.
I don't know that.
Son
Bird, you
of
got
a-
all your picture clips ready for the movie?
Do I have all my what's?
Your little what's in the butts, the pictures?
What? Yes. Thank you. They're all set.
Awesome.
I'm still boycotting Scrody McBall, Booger Balls.
Why?
You're boycotting Scrody.
I'm boycotting Scrody.
Why?
Scrody only shows love to channels that have made something of themselves. Scrody ignores us.
Aw, you didn't get any love.
Mm-mm.
I never get love from Scrody. Scrody hates me.
Well, at least Scrody shows up to your streams.
Scrody only showed up to one of my streams to rub it in that I don't get anything.
Say LDG. Oh, it looks like he's muted himself. Okay, I had a question.
I'm here.
Hey, this new computer I got has an onboard SSD boot drive, and when I installed, I know this is a holiday, and I know I'm talking shop. Sorry, but
I'm always working.
when I installed Mozilla Firefox as my browser, because that's the one I prefer, it didn't give me the option to install it on the D drive, which is the HD storage drive. Is there a way? I mean, I've looked at the instructions on how to do this, but what this always happens to me, the instructions that I find online don't match what I see on my screen. They tell me, and I wanted to put the temporary internet folders on the HD drive rather than the C drive, which is the SSD, to try to preserve the SSD as best I can. Do you have a secret handshake or something that?
I do, but here's the thing.
Yeah.
When SSDs first came out and the technology was brand new, what you're suggesting, and most people might not know what you're talking about, but I know exactly what you're talking about.
Right.
That used to be very helpful. Not so much now. I am pretty sure you have an NVMe 2.0 whatever. It is specifically designed to eliminate that. Like what you're trying to save now is like hairpins. Like when SSD first came out, yeah, definitely helpful, definitely useful, but today not so much. I put everything on my SSD. The only thing I put on my spinning drive are my folders and my desktop folders. Everything in your user folder except for your temporary. I don't move my swap file. I all my installations because there is a way to do it, but then you have like 2 program files and the program has to, half the files are over here, half the files are over there. To be honest, if you're okay with it, I would just suggest just don't worry about it. Install everything on your C drive, and I can definitely show you how to move your My Documents, your desktop, my music, my pictures, move those over properly. So when you click, like you open up File Explorer and you click My Documents, it'll automatically pull from the D drive. That way, if anything does happen, because eventually something will happen, right? They have lifespans.
Right.
So when that day comes, all you'll have to do is just do a reinstall. But all your My folders will be saved on the spinning drive.
Outstanding. Okay, I was. Thanks for that. I didn't know that they had improved past what they were a few years ago. So
absolutely, they have improved so much. And if you check your specs, I'm sure you'll see NVMe and like 2.0, whatever. If you see that, you're A-okay. I'm 99% sure because you bought a new computer, so I really doubt you're using the old style SSDs.
Yeah, let's see here.
Did you get a 512? I'm hoping your minimum is like a 512. They call it boot drive. I don't like that term. It's just your primary hard drive.
Yeah, it's a 128 gigabyte boot drive embedded on the motherboard, and then I've got a 1 terabyte storage drive.
Oh. And how much is it filled right now? Have you been installing everything on C, or did you already start installing stuff on D?
Games and stuff I put on the D drive.
Yeah, because that makes sense. You're going to actually have to do that because I thought maybe you would have had like 512 or something. Okay, that's fine. And if you need to, I can give you a quick look over, and maybe give you some suggestions or stuff.
Sure.
But yeah, most of the stuff on C is fine. But your games, it's a good call. Install your games on like a D:// program files, and then just choose that. But as far as your temporary folders are concerned, keep them on your C.
Okay. Alrighty. Yeah, it's I can't. Let me see if I can get a.
Not to mention the whole point of having an SSD is for speed. And if you put your temporary file, if you actually, because you could put all your everything, you'll just be faster booting. But then you're right back to being slow during runtime.
You're killing my viewers.
All right. Anyway, we'll talk.
Okay, I'm sorry about that, DJ. Okay. Yeah, I got to put Discord on this thing yet, too. All right. Sorry about that, DJ.
Nobody wants to come listen to more shop talk. This is the 4th of July.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Well, we've all been waiting for Darren to come back on. Like, we've all been talking about it. That's been a topic. Like, where the hell's Darren? Where's his computer?
Really?
Well, and then he gets back
actually
on.
has been.
Yes, and then he gets back on, and the first place he goes is ANI Tractors.
I mean, I made that joke, Alienware, at least the computers are faster than delivery.
Yeah, especially now. Although I could tell you the whole story, but it's DJ's stream, so maybe we'll pick a different one.
You're more than welcome to come on to mine.
Nobody wants computer talk today. Nobody wants computer talk unless it's hijacking into some alien space.
World of Warships,
July, flag waving, freedom, woo!
World of Warships actually put out a video this morning, sort of as a 4th of July thing. That's a game where you play as warships. They've got a forthcoming submarine expansion pack for it, where you can play as submarines, and they've got the 25-minute little video about the USS Batfish from World War II, and I thought that was pretty good watch. So
cool.
If you're, yeah.
And that concludes today's edition of Tech Talk without DJ Odyssey.
I'm sorry. Just LDG was here. I had that question. It was burning a hole in my pocket, whatever the expression is. But
burning a hole in your pocket.
Yeah.
Hello, Brian the Observer. Happy Independence Day. Yes, it is Independence Day. We are shooting off some fireworks quietly because we don't want to upset the animals. on this stream. Because we do have Sassy that will go nuts if we hear booms. Bird's falling asleep on us.
Oh, I'm just playing Risk.
Oh,
I'm
you're playing
sorry.
Risk. Mr. CCDV fell asleep because
I'm
he's had a
about to
long
win.
Hey, I'm not a big fan of fireworks to begin with, so
Yeah.
if you start setting them off, I may go off with Sassy.
I just conquered the world.
on
Cool.
the computers again, huh?
Yeah.
On novice mode.
No,
not-
not novice. I was playing real people. One of them was an expert, and 4 of them were beginners and novices.
And did you beat the expert?
Yes, I beat everybody. I conquered the world.
Oh,
Oh,
poor
so-
world.
See, he's allying with the aliens
And-
already, and he hasn't even started
And
the
to be honest, I was
Independence Day.
surprised. I was surprised I did because I ended up starting in Africa and moving out from there. Apparently, these people just ignored Africa.
So there's something wrong with Africa starting there?
It's like they didn't really seem to care about it.
So you're playing against a bunch of racists?
That's my theory.
Okay.
Oh boy, here we go.
Wow,
That
that's
much better topic than computers.
That's right. And
Bird of
Richie
prey.
says,
I'm sorry.
well, there you go. I was going to let you read it.
Bird of Prey, feel free to use my fireworks video again, like you did last year. Oh, thank you, Richie Poole. Actually, I don't think I'm going to use fireworks in this because I'll be doing it as a StreamYard stream, so I don't have fancy XSplit stuff to do.
I don't have fancy XSplit stuff.
Well, I mean, yeah, but you don't have fireworks going off all over the screen either.
I could. Hello, Claudia. Welcome to the stream. I could have fireworks if I wanted.
Yeah.
Actually, you do have yeah.
Do they take animated overlays yet?
I think true.
I mean,
But
I could
do-
play a video of fireworks, but it's really not.
I think DJ actually has original content, not just playing a YouTube video.
Parrothead says, DJ, those bikini pics I sent, 6A were in honor of Bird. Lol. I don't understand any of that.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
That's an overlay.
Now, here you go, LDG.
I got to get that overlay program.
Shake the money maker. Shake the money maker.
There we go. I got some fireworks. Good stuff. That's definition of overlay. That is an overlay.
The only problem is now that I'm running with the headphones on, I can't hear any of that, and I can't hear any of you guys when I'm playing that.
Well, that's only. But no, DJ, that's the A. That's the A. That
I'll
on
just be
whatchamacallit,
sharing the flag waving.
the A output. I'll show you that later.
And we could
we'll
have
talk
Alexa
computers.
sing the national anthem if you want.
That's a nice driveway. I like that.
Oh, say can
We're going to
you
be selling the
see-
That'd be
truck
s-
soon.
I'd be so pissed off if somebody like runs by right now and just takes your flag and runs away.
Oh. Hell, I'd drive to New York and make that stop.
Yeah, the truck is. We're going to get rid of the truck.
What's wrong with the truck?
Well, I mean, it does. It needs the battery needs to be charged every time Mom uses it because she doesn't use it often. So it's just not worth paying the insurance for.
Hmm.
It's literally cheaper to let her use Uber whenever she has to go somewhere than to keep payments.
Yeah.
Even just liability on the truck in New York, it's
overpriced.
with
Yeah.
with the beer bug going on right now. I don't know about that.
Well, at least it is a nice day in New York and not rainy like it was yesterday. Bird.
Yeah, last night we got
And
some
wouldn't-
storms.
Wouldn't it be cheaper just trading it in for not as an expensive?
It's a 2004 Avalanche with some mechanical and some dents on it. Nobody wants to give me anything for trade. I went to Carvana. Last year,
Yeah.
they offered $1,450 or so as a trade-in.
Mhm.
This year, $100, which is just their minimum.
Wow.
What?
Basically zero. Yeah, it's basically worthless to them.
Yeah. You're better off giving it away then at that point.
Yeah,
then
it
you
would
get-
be, you'd get more. I get more for scrap,
Yeah.
or tax dollar write off too if I gave
Yeah.
it to Cars for Kids. But it'd be
Yeah.
a cold day in hell before I gave the Cars for Kids with those commercials.
I know, right? Them commercials annoy the hell out of me.
Yeah, forget Cars for Kids. I give them SARS for Kids. That's what I'll give them.
Wow.
Ow.
Bird just went there and wants to give SARS to kids. What the hell?
Those
Wow.
kids. Not every kid, just those kids. I'm
Yep, those
sorry.
kids could be any kid.
Well, they're the ones who took the agreement to go wear stupid clothes and pretend they're singing. And it interrupts every time I'm watching a good TV show. I get Cars for Kids. When you hear your Cars for Kids, fuck you.
Well, at least we don't have to watch them on TV. We only have to put up with them if we're listening to AM radio.
They're on the cable stations I like to watch, like Smithsonian and Science Channel and Net History. They're all over those channels. And even though I've written those channels and say I won't stop watching you, they still air those commercials.
I guess you got to play them somewhere.
Let them play them on freaking Lifetime or something, right? A channel for women. They probably like the kids.
Yeah, but then they would probably fear that women would, since they're all more emotional, that they might start giving away their husbands' cars, and then that would lead more divorce.
That's like a personal problem. Yes.
Bird, why does your flag look funny?
Why does my flag look funny? I don't know. Do you hate America? Maybe that's why it looks funny.
When I say funny, it doesn't look like a regular normal flag.
It
does Something
look
like
a
off.
normal
Too
flag.
late. LDG hates America. We already know that.
Well, it is
It's
written.
only got 49 stars. We're never going to recognize Missouri.
Do you guys see what I? Do you guys see what I'm getting? Joking aside, that does look. Do you see what I'm talking about? Does anyone notice his flag looking weird?
It looks faded. It also looks like it might be wrapped around the pole one
It
time.
does.
Yeah.
It is wrapped around. So yeah.
No, that's not what that's not what I'm talking about. Though I do agree
It
with
is a
you.
bit
That's
faded.
not what I'm
I mean,
talking about.
It's several. It
faded's
doesn't see
not-
a lot of use, but
The star
It looks-
field is a little bit farther away from the pole than normal.
Yes,
but
the stars are not centered in the blue area. There's like this huge margin where the stars are coming out. Like it's not like you're missing one. It looks like you're missing a whole damn couple columns of stars.
Well, come on, give them a break. It was made in the mines by the orphans. They were just a
that's
little.
right. Those poor Kurogan
I've
orphans.
just
stars
never
are too
seen it.
far away.
I've never
from
seen
the-
an American flag
Well, that-
where
you
it's not
understand-
perfectly squared, like rectangle, perfectly margined. It looks like there's some extra, like the printer kept going past the normal part of the.
Well,
Where it's
again,
supposed to end.
this is a household
the
flag, so if
flagpole.
it does end up getting wrapped around the pole, you still see the stars. That's pretty
Okay. So
common,
that's-
actually.
That's common. Okay, I've never seen a flag like that. That's I get you now. Okay, I get it. Okay. I've always seen flags where they have the holes on the side. You have a little the end of the flag. Then they have that white strip that has the two metal rivets in it. You know what I mean?
but
I'm used to seeing it
goes
perfectly.
Around, this has
Yeah.
to go around a pole, not up a flagpole.
Well, even if it did that, I figured it would stop where it stops and then be white. You know what I mean? Still showing the perfect dimensions of the flag.
I
That's why I was
literally
like,
never noticed that there was any issue until you pointed it out.
Well,
Can't
that's
put a
why.
white-
The issue
You
is that
can't
the
put a
stars
white
are
stripe
a few
down the-
inches too far away from the flagpole.
You
All I
can't
gotta
put
do
a
is go
white
out and
stripe
roll it,
down the
man.
margin of the flag. No. If anything, you put a gold tassel on it, but that's
If
it.
anything, the
wrap it
flag
once.
is just too wide. You take a couple inches off the edge, or maybe pin it,
Or just wrap it once.
wrap it once.
It'll be okay then.
Of course,
It's
the
fine
wind
the
is
way it
blowing. Mama
is.
is trying to look.
See, it's gonna wrap itself here in a few minutes. So
You're not paying.
There it goes.
Yep.
It fixed itself.
Now it's just gotta get enough oomph.
ta-da! It
Finish
wrapped
wrapping.
itself.
See what you started? You started a 5-minute discussion on the margin of the blue is too wide, Bird.
I didn't. LDG did.
It was LDG. Let's-
Yeah, but just showing it triggered him.
You're a grand old flag. You're a high flying flag, and
You also
forever
think
peace
it's a
may
fake
wave.
DPI flag, like the one on the moon.
You're the emblem of the land I love.
Wait, if the flag's on the moon, then why would it be fake?
Well, Yosef thinks there is no flag on the moon, that the whole thing is fake.
Joseph doesn't think that we landed on the moon.
I don't think so.
I think Joseph is being sarcastic.
He knows that he's saying that because he sees me in the stream. That's why.
Yes. Yes.
Oh,
Hey,
right.
stop.
Darren's here. I'm sorry.
Yeah, he's trying to throw gasoline on the fire there.
Yeah. Joseph was the guy who couldn't stand to be in the stream that LGG had me on, where I was explaining the model. I'm out as soon as I started going over the details of the model. So we know what he's made out of.
Yeah, and you know what? To be honest, I got just as much. I got enough flack when I explained my beliefs.
Mhm.
I was getting full slack.
Yosef
everybody's
says
getting slack.
No, Darren.
Well,
It was fun. though.
I give Joseph credit. He is a pussy magnet with his accent and stuff. But that day he was a bit of a coward. So either that or he had to go to work or something. Maybe I'll give him that out.
Richie says, "Isn't the moon made of cheese?"
Of course, it's made of brie.
Do you guys
No.
know?
Oh,
The moon is a
for
giant
sure.
egg.
My favorite.
Come on, the moon is a
Oh,
giant
it
egg.
just fixed itself.
Yeah, there it is. Yeah, but the
Oh, so
stars
this-
are set a little bit farther away from the
Yeah.
pole.
So
Yeah.
this flag can't get wrapped up.
Yeah.
That's what I was gonna say that, but I didn't want to sound
Yeah.
whatever. It
Always
should
talk-
get. It should always come back around.
All this talk about brie and poles is starting to get Darren a little excited. We better just kind of. But no, do you guys know what the actual proper name for the American flag is? It's called the National Ensign, and I didn't know that until I went in the Navy.
Go.
The
I, know that.
national
I knew there was another name,
Yeah,
but
everybody just calls it the flag or the American flag. But I remember when I first came on ship, and they're like, "You have to salute the ensign." I'm like, "Where is he? I'll salute him right now." I'm looking for a guy with gold bars on his collar, and they're like, "No, the ensign." She points to the. Oh, you mean the flag? And like, yeah, okay, flag. All right.
It's the stars and bars. Come on.
Yeah.
Stars and bars, no. It's the stars and stripes. Stars and bars is racist.
The
you
Confederate flag is the stars and bars.
well, I know there's a couple of them. I know that. 'cause I
Not the
remember-
rebel flag. The real Confederate flag is the stars and bars.
Hmm. Well, I call that the Southern flag because the Confederacy never used that flag itself. So it's my way of being different.
Everything's
But,
like this nowadays, though.
The flag has inspired some awesome superhero costumes over the years.
Oh,
Captain
Glory!
America.
That's the one I'm thinking of.
Yeah.
Oh, Old Glory. That was
That's the one I was thinking of.
yeah, that's
I'll be
like
back
a
in 2
15-foot by
minutes.
5-foot
Okay.
All right.
flag that was it's actually in the Smithsonian, believe it or not. That's
Everybody
funny.
should ask Anti-Tracker today to pull out the 13-star flag.
Oof.
Oh,
What do they call?
Yeah, that'd be
What,
good.
what do they call that one? The colonial.
The Betsy
Colonial.
Ross flag.
Betsy
That's
Ross,
what
yeah.
I call it.
Yeah.
Since he was Continental Army soldier, he should have one.
I wonder if Betsy Ross made one for him personally.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, but
Made
unfortunately,
up some matching underwear.
Betsy Ross.
unfortunately, she put a big turd icon in the middle of it, so they tried to keep that one hidden. They tried to keep that one hidden. But if somebody could Photoshop one and send it to Anti-Tracker later if he streams, that'd be funny.
Oh yes.
Hint, hint, nudge, nudge. Okay.
Just trying to put a little hint out there, you know. And now we have Joseph up here on the panel. We've brought up a European to celebrate the 4th of July with us.
Happy Independence Day, my fellow friends from the past. Greetings from the future.
Good day to you, future man. How are you feeling today?
Good day, good day. You know what? Beautiful Saturday. It's almost 7 p.m. So in 2 hours, Bert is streaming his Independence Day. So really looking forward to watch it. And yeah, great day. And I wanted to say, I completely blanked about Darren, and my comment about the moon had nothing to do at this stage with it. But actually, you're on point.
I didn't really mean it, but now that you mention it,
Now that you mentioned it, yeah,
it's,
you're right. You're right.
You know,
No, and we're not going to discuss any of those topics, and we will.
I
be
didn't
happy
run you
campers
over because I hated you, but killing two birds with one stone. Now you think
since
about
you
it.
were there already.
Since you were there, yeah, exactly.
Hey,
Uh,
LDG, you're supposed to be busy now.
I am busy.
Good.
With what?
Oh, dear.
With I get. It seems like I am the tasked with work for other channels, like on the fly now. Like
Yep.
I'm just
Because-
random
because, you know,
comments.
You put out your price list, and basically it said, "I will help you. You pay zero." So now you are mistreated. Get used to it.
No, I love it. I love it. I love it.
As soon as you start telling people you're going to charge them, you'll quit getting bugged.
You know,
All I charge is subs, word of mouth. That's my price, and I think I've said that from day one. Spread the word.
you know, if it weren't for that truck in the driveway, it would look like one of those old-timey towns from the 50s where you should see girls in poodle skirts and boys with
Well, the garbage cans are also pretty modern. You know,
And, Bert, can you zoom out so that we see how many garbage cans you have? Because there are like Thomas Potts has his collections of ships, and Bert has the collection of garbage cans.
Over here, we recently got our garbage people replaced. The city got their garbage people replaced, and they gave everybody two huge, and I mean, makes those look small, 2 huge garbage bins for trash and 2 huge garbage bins for recycles. So everybody, like trash day, you can see literally every house could have up to 4 huge trash. Like I can fit in it easy. I could fit in it with a nice small TV, no problem.
I'm always amazed at how much trash.
TRT or
I can do.
LCD?
Not like literally both. It's that big.
Sorry, Darren, I spoke over.
No,
you.
you're fine. You're fine. I'm always amazed at how much trash I can produce in 1 week just by
We are living 2 adults in a house with 3 cats, 2 dogs. I'm just wondering how we are able to fill within 1 week trash cans that are basically like those that you see on the driveway there, the dark ones. I wanted to say black ones, but I know that they are dark green.
See, I have a bigger trash can, but it takes me like 3 weeks to get the damn thing full enough to take out.
Oh, you freaking! I'm sure you use things like 4 or 5 times before you actually throw it out.
I just don't
I
eat-
eat my food only once, if you're asking me.
yeah, I only eat my food once too.
Don't birds eat their own shit?
You don't do the second harvest.
No, I don't do a second harvest.
Oh Lord. Little monkey, what are you eating? A banana.
Yeah.
And why is it so brown? I eat it already for the second time.
There is no one-man human centipede here. No.
Yeah, second harvest. That's what that's called. That's what it's like watching Star Trek Picard. You know,
That's
you're
funny.
looking, you're digging through that, you're digging through all that shit, looking for one tiny little thing like a Romulan bird of prey that's kind of cool, or maybe Riker showing up or something like that, and everything else is shit.
So when you're
Speaking of
trying to
Picard-
find out the 3 minutes that you like, and all of the material is basically recycled from 50 years before, right?
Well, I wish it was. Then that might actually be good. But you know,
I'm back.
So
And-
you're really not a fan.
Whatever you did, you pissed off Mama Prey.
oh dear.
She's
Oh,
going
dear.
to move the garbage cans now.
Oh, how that happened? Oh, you were gone when I was okay. It was me. Okay, I'm now on
Yeah,
the list.
Joseph,
Uncle Polly.
Put Joseph in timeout. Pissed off Mama Prey.
Oh dear. Well, another thing that tells you what time that this isn't in the 50s. That image from outside his house is that he's got grooves cut into his driveway, which is a relatively recent thing that people do to control the driveway cracking. Yeah, they didn't do that back in the day.
Though that it was what cracks me the F up is that it wasn't actually a slit. It's still like our driveway was still one long driveway, and they just put a groove down the center, and not actually two separate, like not actually separated it. You know what I mean? Not a slit. It was just a groove. It was still connected. So the crack still went through.
It wasn't two separate slabs then.
It wasn't
was
two
literally-
separate slabs. It literally just had like the illusion that it was down the middle.
How lovely.
What the hell, man? You can't afford to. You couldn't afford to separate the two. Wow.
You gotta love some contractors.
And Joe, what is Mom doing?
She's moving the cans now.
Why?
Because I don't know.
Somebody-
She's afraid that people are commenting on them.
Of course, we were
no.
commenting on the trash
Yeah.
cans,
No,
and we were
Mama
talking
Prey.
about our trash.
Our driveway is a mess. Oh my god, people are seeing our trash.
Yeah.
I bet so. Yeah,
What?
my mother would
I
do the
don't
same
think she
thing.
understands
Joseph,
that
you made the comment you wanted to see all the trash cans, and
they
now
only-
Oh
you know,
yeah, all the
hide
trash
them.
cans.
she's moved-
Because we
she's
saw
moved
them already.
moving all the cans off camera now.
Oh,
Way to go,
why?
Joseph.
You have such a beautiful collection, and you showed it when you were showing
I know
the
yesterday
no 2 days ago.
or whatever it was, 2 days ago. Yeah.
Yeah, while we were
Yeah.
watching all the stuff get thrown out into a
Even
dump.
though with
Yeah.
the flag, the only one you really saw were the ones next to the truck. So she left one there because that's the one she uses day to day. But all the other ones now, she took away and are now out of view. Of either
Way to
camera.
go,
I
Joseph.
literally wanted to see them.
Yeah, right. But now we get to
Oh,
look
no,
at
she's
a.
taking both. She's taking the other one out of view also now. Which means
There
you're
you
gonna
go,
have to
Joseph.
drag
Poor
it-
Mama Prey.
You're gonna have to drag it all the way up the driveway when
Now
it
I
goes
feel
out.
like a piece of shit. here.
Joseph, you are horrible, man. You are.
I am a horrible man.
horrible.
I'm a horrible person.
You are on Mama Prey's list now.
Yeah.
Joseph, you should have seen this coming. You're in the future, after all.
I
Say,
did.
Joseph.
Sometimes I don't understand sometimes.
Joseph just Joseph just IM'd me. He says he wants to know if Bird of Prey has a bathroom cam too.
Oh God, no.
And I'm afraid to say anything else about the yard.
No,
for
they're
poor
out,
Mama
of,
Prey
they're
would-
out of view completely.
No, I mean like anything else. Like, man, that yard looks like it needs to be mowed, or saying anything like that, and you'd be like, "Oh my god, I gotta go out there. I gotta mow the yard. I gotta." Clean the bushes. No, you're good.
Just say that the yard needs to be the driveway needs to be repaved, and we will.
Oh
see
my
Mama
God!
Pray
Shut
there.
up! Shut up, Joseph!
Joseph.
Shut up, Joseph! Shut up!
Immediately working on it.
Shut up,
No.
Joseph.
I will shut up, and I will not talk about trash cans.
I mean, at least mowing the yard could be done. You're here suggesting the impossible. You're gonna go out there and do it.
And we know who Future Guy is in Enterprise now. It's Yosef. He
Yes.
admits it. He's the Future Guy.
Right? Yeah.
Yosef.
What are we gonna do with Joseph? You know, you seem so nice at first, man. Like I had nothing against you. Then you start coming out with these wheelchair jokes and freaking
That was
making
one
Mamo pray.
joke that wasn't even on the internet.
That was a pretty bad joke, buddy.
Is this Pick on Yosef Day or something?
It looks like it.
Any day
I'm
that it's
sorry,
not-
Yosef.
No, it looks like they got rid of the English. Now they want to get rid of the Slovaks. Yeah, looks like it.
To be honest, I'm down for a change of pace.
Yeah,
Well,
and other
I'm
countries.
not going to pick on you anymore today, Yosef.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
You're
I'm
getting
gonna
you're getting
leave
too
Yosef
much
alone.
already.
Yes,
Yeah.
agreed.
You kid? What?
Stop,
F
stop
you all.
picking on the
F you all.
immigrants, damn it.
I get picked on every effing day, and Yosef gets picked on for 5 minutes, and you're like, "Oh, mercy. Oh, I'm gonna stop picking on you."
Where do you live, LTG?
You can Google me.
Oh
He's
dear.
a Florida man.
He's in Florida.
Now you can see
I'm
what
in
it looks
Florida.
like without the trash cans. So
Oh, good
Mamo Pray feels better, I guess.
You can Google me, though I really wouldn't want to see my actual Google location shown on the stream. I showed you guys my old house, but that's a different story.
No, we're just gonna cut off Florida now because Florida apparently has some bad people that like to pick on poor people in Europe.
I don't care who gets picked on. I'm just saying I'm glad it's not me for once.
Can you share?
pick
it for
on
a minute,
everybody.
TJ?
Wait 5 minutes.
Just so
Here we
Mamo
go.
Pray's
Now,
work
now-
can
now-
be
now we're gonna
admired.
see no garbage cans whatsoever because of quantum.
Do those bushes look like they need trimming?
Oh dear.
Now headphones
No,
are
shut
on.
up.
Now headphones are on.
Kick 'em off.
And Mamo Pray is outside in the backyard. So,
Yeah, in the wintertime, we're going to be like, you need to shovel your driveway, bird.
He didn't even notice he was off the panel. for that.
I'm looking right at the screen. Really? Of course, I knew. I'm like trying to stop myself from saying more things.
Yeah, by the fall time, he's going to be making comments about the yard needs rigged.
Yeah, I'm more looking at
the
that truck.
gardener
But
came this morning.
Yeah,
And the
Bird,
truck's
really?
going to be gone soon. So
Bird, don't you also have like a New York flag or something you can have for your state as well?
I mean, I could, but I'm not going to fly a New York flag. Fuck them.
I wouldn't fly an
Okay.
Illinois flag. Hell no.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
A Karoga flag, I'd fly that.
I like the name Karoga. I'll be honest.
I have my Starfleet flag I could fly, or I have my Minuteman flag I could fly.
I'm not into the whole Turkestan versus Karoga thing, but at least Karoga is based on a real place. You know.
Well, Turkestan is too. It's based off of Anti Shrekker's toilet.
Yeah. I just thought.
Except there, it's Turkestan.
Yeah.
You been working today or what?
I thought about playing that game with you guys and having like a country called Flatopia or something, but but
Wow.
my computer broke down, and so I didn't. Obviously, I decided to put that on a way back burner.
Well, some of us have moved on to Axis and Allies now.
Gotcha.
It's on sale on Steam for only $9.99.
Yeah, it's gonna
That
be
game
fun,
being
but I
quick.
wish you could. It's like Risk, but there is no like player versus player. It's 2 versus 3.
Gotcha.
And it's set
Well-
one map Besides that, it's great game. I'm just saying we're not going to be playing like Risk, like
What a beautiful
6-player free for all,
driveway.
which that would be cool if they had.
But LTG, you say you're the master of all games, so you should be able to take that 2-on-3 disadvantage and win.
Oh yeah, no. Anybody wants to go 3 against me? That's fine. I'm good. Yeah, hell yeah, dude. I'll tear it up. In a game where actually strategy matters more, absolutely.
And
Gives
then
you
when we whip
tools.
him, he's going to yell, "You're ganging up on me, and I didn't have a good partner."
No, I don't see that game having, because you got to understand. I know Risk. Risk is it's like checkers. You can't win when everyone's fighting you. This is no matter how good your strategy is. It's just you're not going to win. Now, I will admit, yeah, okay, maybe I survive longer than most people would being attacked the way I'm attacked, but a more strategic, a more realistic game like Axis and Allies, I think I could hold my own against a 2 versus 3. Absolutely.
As long as he remembers who Russia's side is with.
Yeah.
A lot more strategy in that game and a lot more tools to survive. And the whole game's based on 2 versus 3. So it's. Now, I wish they came out with a mod or something so we could do like a 6-player free for all. That would be cool for Axis and Allies. Then that would definitely. I'm gonna look into that, by the way.
And then everybody gangs up on him. And it's back to the
You know,
book.
sorry about that.
That's okay. You go on.
No,
I'm just
go ahead.
No, I was gonna. Since Bird is here, you know, I do have a map making program that I use called Wonderdraft, and it's pretty good. It makes maps, fantasy, environment maps and things like that for you for gamers, but and also for novelists and things, so they can kind of design their world and then tell stories in it. And it prints. You can print. Maps up to super high quality for actual printing. You could actually take it to a printing house and huge DPI. And I thought it'd be interesting, idea, Bird, if you wanted to use that program and make like a Tolkien style, map of Karoga. I know you got plenty of other things to do, but I thought I'd mention it. I thought that'd be kind of neat.
Oh, that's cool. What's it called?
It's called Wonderdraft. Is the name of the. There's a whole bunch of videos about it on YouTube if you want to look at those, before you look into getting it. It's not. Go ahead.
No, sorry, you're still talking. If we were to look at Karoga at a topographical map, would it look like Australia, Bird?
Bird's not.
Sorry, I muted it. No.
Or is it part of if it's a part of a larger land mass and it's or is it like its own
You
thing?
can look at Karoga on Google Maps right now.
I'll call Google Maps.
Yeah.
Well, we're just talking about making it I have somewhere here. I haven't moved everything onto my new computer yet, but I think I might have a.
City. You're talking about New York. Sorry.
Yeah, I have might have an example of what I was able to do with it here.
And happy 4th of July to Anna Mora. Anna's in the house.
It's only $30. That's not bad.
Some people think Australia doesn't really exist.
Yeah, that was a big misinformation campaign from years ago. Okay, so let me see if I can grab it here. Where is it?
I'm hearing a clock or something.
Yeah, me too.
Who's got a ticking clock?
Well, it's not me because I just muted to see if it went away. So
I am muted as well. I have visitors here.
I'm muted too. I heard it.
All right, let me mute and see if it's my air conditioner.
Yep, it went away when you muted, Darren.
Yep.
There's a guy that lives above me who has he installed a new air conditioner that is also a dehumidifier, and he runs the dehumidifier all the time, and it just dumps water onto mine. Used to be a lot worse, but I made a roof to sort of have it, because he was causing water damage to my unit.
Oh, you're getting Donald ducked right now?
Yeah, pretty much. If that's what it's called, yeah.
The episode where the water kept.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's a bitch in the summer because I have to kind of wait until he turns off his air conditioner before I can do any recording. Otherwise, the microphone picks it up. But I was listening to you guys, and I've learned to tune it out. But yeah.
Like a towel or nothing like you couldn't
Oh,
just like a towel or something.
I could do that, but then I'm out of towel. What I did was what I could do.
You know that you can own more than one.
Yeah, but here's the thing. My condo has a real strict policy when it comes to putting anything on the outside of the building.
Yeah, I believe that.
For example, I can't have my own blinds. I have to use these these vertical blinds because they don't want it to look like a dormitory from across the street. So, and anything that you build onto the cage outside on your air conditioner has to be approved by them. And I made it was a lot worse. It was a lot louder when it would hit the regular cage, the external part of the air conditioner, because it would sound like a snare drum. But I got it angled now where we've cut down the noise, but there is still noticeable noise being picked up by my mic. And
I know what you're talking about too, because when I was at my last place, they were strict as hell about that. But you can request, and I know you know this already. I'm just saying, you can request I forgot what they call it, a reasonable act of something or other. It's been a while.
Oh, I already talked to a lot of people about it, and they literally just said there's nothing we can do.
Accommodation, something of accommodation, and if they come in there and hear the boom boom, because that sounds loud as hell. Is it just the mic, or do you barely hear it?
You know what? Let me take a look. Maybe I can switch my mic mode to like cardioid or something, so it doesn't hear that side, because that's basically on the other side of the microphone from me. And let me just see if I can adjust that.
Cardioid is a better. Would be a.
Okay, hold on.
Like if you just did it, sounds a lot better. But you have an RTX now. Wait a second, you have an Alienware. That means you have an RTX.
No, I have a GTX.
Oh, that's right. That's right. I remember you said you had something special there.
Yeah.
But the GTX works with that software as well. If it's
but it does. But you need to fiddle with it.
Yeah.
Bert knows how to do it. Sorry.
Son of a bitch!
Yeah, I just have to figure out which symbol on the back here stands for cardioid. It's not heart shaped like it should be.
It's okay.
What type of mic you have?
It is on cardioid. That's interesting. Okay. So let's see. That's weird. Then it must be
I don't hear it anymore. It stopped.
Yeah, I don't hear it either.
I'm not hearing it anymore.
You're still hearing me though, right?
Right.
Yeah. I'm still hearing you, but not hearing the tick metronome crap.
Well, I wonder if it's because I turned around to look at it. Maybe I've been talking into the wrong end of it. That would be something I would do. No, it can't be, because every time because the logo and everything is on the front, and that with the mute button and the volume control, and that's on the front. But yeah, I wonder if the card. Okay, hold on. Let me see if I can. Perfect for podcasting, Twitch streaming, music recording, yada yada. Cardioid mode sound.
What's the model, please?
It's a Blue Yeti, full size Blue Yeti.
The blue faces you.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah.
That's what I thought. So that's what I had. But now I turned it back around. I turned it back around. Are you guys hearing the?
Yeah, you're hearing. It's sounding better.
Yeah.
You're sounding better.
Okay.
Give it a second.
Yeah.
No, not hearing it.
Okay, interesting.
Something else must have happened.
No, it's still dripping, but probably not. It comes and goes. It depends on how hard his AC and everything is running. So yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, yeah, that's unfortunate, but if I was, that's what we live with. I can go ahead and keep myself muted if need be.
See, I'm wearing headphones. I can't even hear it, but
Yeah.
I don't hear it now.
Yeah, I don't hear it either.
barely heard it, but it wasn't enough to bother me.
Yeah, no.
Well, I mean,
No,
one time,
who's the first person who bitched?
yeah.
Joseph?
one
No,
one
it was
time,
me.
Bitching.
one
It was
one
me.
time, one time I had the window open and a semi rolled past, and DG was like, "Who brought the truck?" So I have to be careful about that stuff.
Jeffrey Nelson points out Australia does too exist. I hit.
Okay, I'm going to explain that whole Australia doesn't exist thing. That was an idea that the Globe people tried to put out about flat earthers about 4 years ago when the flat Earth talk was really starting to get heavy on YouTube. And of course, the problem with that is that several prominent flat earthers are from Australia. So right, that's why it didn't hold any water. It was just basically a headline that was designed to put the idea in your heads that flat earthers don't believe that Australia exists. It's actually Antarctica that we don't necessarily believe exists, depending on which kind of flat earther you are.
But of course it exists. The second Stargate was found there.
Right.
There are
Exactly.
Precisely,
penguins out there.
DJ.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. Colonel O'Neill and Sam Carter were there. It really
Right.
exists.
Plus, I just don't understand it because there's flat earthers all around the world. They've even said it. So,
Yeah. But
up.
Oh, look, everything in the solar system is a sphere, but we're flat.
No, actually, everything in the solar system could be flat too. They're just turned up on their side. So
Oh, turned up on the
No.
side, so all you see is the face of it. Yeah.
No.
see, that's a facetious argument because my kitchen table is flat, but the light above it that doesn't make the light above it a flat object or a sphere too. So I mean, different shapes do exist.
47 Yorktown popped in to say Happy American Independence Day from a friendly Canadian. Well, since we have a friendly Canadian in here, I guess we will give the friendly Canadian something to think about today because we are very generous down here in the States. And we like to make all our Canadian friends feel welcome. So how's that one for you, 47?
Woot woot.
Does that one make you feel good to be
That
a
would have been
Canadian?
perfect for Canada Day a few days ago.
Yeah, but Parrot was a couple of days late sending it to me, so there we go.
I think the United States should invade Canada and make those provinces states,
Well, we don't want Quebec.
except for Quebec. Yeah.
We'd have to
Quebec
take
doesn't want Canada, yeah.
I
Yeah,
want
we'd have to
I
take
want
Alexander.
Saskatchewan. I want Saskatchewan because it's nice and boring looking. I want the Northern Territories because nobody knows what's up there, and the
Big
West Coast. Yeah.
Yeah, we definitely got to take Highway 1.
Big
You have the
part
West
is
Coast,
in
it's
the
called
North.
Alaska.
Yeah.
Can't drive to Alaska without a passport. That ain't right.
And you know what'll happen is if that ever happened, if we ever invaded Canada and made Canada the United States, and eventually the old Canadian flag would be a symbol of racism. That's a joke. Not a funny one though.
What was somebody mentioned it? What was on the Canadian flag before the maple leaf? There, I think Rambling was talking about it, but I don't remember what was on that flag.
Yeah, Rambling Canuck showed a picture of it, but I mean, it
The
was
first
basically a
Rambling.
red
I'm totally
background.
blanking. I remember it looked red, almost like the Soviet flag.
It was a red background with the Union Jack in the top
Yep.
left corner and the,
Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
House of Windsor crest in the center right.
Yeah, I did a Google image search of it, and it comes right up. First entry is on Wikipedia. Canadian Red Ensign is what it's called, and yeah, it's got the British flag on it. And it's got a coat of arms, a shield, with all kinds of crap on it. Sorry, it's not crap. You gotta be careful.
Garland, who designed the M1 World War II rifle, was Canadian. I say we declare war on them just because they won't take Beaver back.
At least you
Hashtag
refrain from
deport
mentioning
Beaver.
Celine.
Well,
Well,
it
we
was
need-
hard. It was hard to not include Celine Dion in that statement, but
make them
I
take
appreciate it that you are so considerate to your guests on the
make
panel.
them take Brian Adams back too, as long as they're at it.
Why?
I don't know, just don't like him.
fun with
Really? Summer of '69. Such a great song.
Yeah, one song doesn't. Okay, all right.
He had plenty of good songs.
Yes, I mean most of our webcam for the longest time, most of our webcam girls and porn stars came from Canada. It seemed like so. I mean,
Is it a good thing?
Well, I used to think it was okay. Now I don't think it's such a good thing. But
47 Yorktowns keeping an eye on Wagner.
being an evangelical Christian, I kind of have to be against certain things, unfortunately. But
Well, as the Apostle Paul says,
But,
all
but
things
only
are allowed
officially.
to me, but not all things are edifying.
right. Besides, now they all seem to come from Arizona.
I can't be an American with being against boobs. Nope. Gotta have boobs.
Yeah.
Read the Tata.
Now I'm wondering why Joseph chuckled at that.
Because Joseph likes boobs too. And at least we don't have anybody sending me pictures.
But only on girls.
That's right. Only on girls.
Yes.
Yeah.
Real girls.
Yeah, moobs aren't all that fun to look at.
No. They got to look at the moobs last night and they grossed them out.
Yeah, I'm not into that Baphomet shit either. What do they call that? Futa or something? I don't know. Somebody was telling me about it.
Bird must be eating lunch or something. He's awful quiet.
I don't know what you're talking about. What's a futar?
Yeah.
No, FUTA. It's something like an off. It's an offshoot of hentai or something where it's Baphomet stuff.
Oh,
Hermaphrodite porn, basically.
Yeah.
goody.
Yeah,
Anyway.
not fun.
Richie Poole must be hanging out in the chat hoping for another glimpse of Sissopray today. But we haven't heard from Bird if Sissopray.
There won't be any Sissopray today.
Sorry, Richie, no Sissopray for you.
Maybe tomorrow.
She's taking care of Clonopray.
Yeah.
Oh.
Wait, no, baby O'Prey. Nephew
Oh.
O'Prey.
Oh, okay.
I keep wondering, and I probably shouldn't be wondering this, but I do wonder, is Nephew O'Prey getting fed the proper way?
No, you really shouldn't be wondering
Whoa.
that.
No.
Nephew
Don't go there.
O'Prey needs nutrition, extra nutrition, besides just natural nutrition. He's being supplemented.
So natural
It's-
nutrition along with Enfamil.
Is being fed the right way meaning you're still alive?
No.
I mean,
I was
you
just
know what I mean?
I was just doing a tactical way of saying,
He wants to know if Sissopray is lactating
oh, we know she's lactating.
in a useful way.
Yes, he's being breastfed, but he also needs formula.
There you go, Richie.
Gotcha.
Just think about that.
Wow.
Think about that, Richie. I just wanted to hear, I wanted that out there so Richie would sit there and go a little crazy.
I'm
over it.
being told that he doesn't need the formula, just Sissopray needs a break sometime because he wants to always eat.
Gotcha.
That sounds like an O'Prey to me.
Sounds like every healthy male. Oh, son of a bitch, we didn't get any awkward conversation out of Bird there to clip. But Richie Poole does put into the chat, life, liberty, and the pursuit of boobs. That was the original writing But they had to change it to happiness which is arguably the same thing.
Agreed, Richie Poole. Agreed.
Agreed.
Now we're all a bunch of toxic men, and we've lost most any female audience that we had because our numbers are dwindling again.
Well, it's summertime. That happens to all YouTube channels.
And it's the 4th of July.
Okay, I got something I want to just mention here to you guys. There's a channel on YouTube that my nieces, I have twin nieces, they're toddlers, that they watch called "Come Play with Me," and it's basically, basically a story time channel where people play with dolls, and it's huge. They've got 7 million subscribers. They're pulling in anywhere from $56,000 to like $4 million a month, depending on various factors. And I showed it to Andy Tracker the other day, and he said, "Well, that's a violation of COPPA." And I don't know anything about COPPA other than I got to click on some things before I place a video on YouTube.
Damn.
What was the violation?
I
of
don't
COPPA?
know. By the description, it sounds very weird.
Well, it's little girls playing with dolls, and they tell stories with the dolls, and it's all filmed on like a phone, and my nieces are just mesmerized by this. You can put that on the TV, and they'll just
Is there
but how
something
does
more?
he know it's
more
not marked as child?
What's that?
How does he know that it's not marked as being for children?
Well, that's the thing. I showed him the channel, and he's like, "Well, that's a COPPA violation." I'm like, "Why? I was only looking at it. What he was saying
Let me ask you
casually."
this. Do the videos have comments?
I haven't looked at them on the computer. We only.
No, I'm looking at it right now, and the comment sections are turned off.
Okay.
Then it's more than likely it is COPPA. Not that it's not a violation. It's that they are within.
Okay.
You see, if you tell YouTube this video is intended for children, you are allowed to put it up.
Gotcha.
YouTube just suspends the comments, and
Okay.
you can't.
because they had their comments from certain people who have certain.
Right. You didn't want people, adults, commenting on children.
I don't want to mention the word here.
Right.
No.
But you know what that means, Bird? That means that AT doesn't understand COPPA, which you could get some mileage out of.
Because I'm looking at
He's
this
right.
one.
You
It's a
could.
lot of things.
They have 7.9 million subscribers, and I'm looking at one video they have that has 198,700,000 views.
Yeah, check them out on Social Blade.
Hey guys, what's the official colonial flag? Is it the one here with the golden rivets or not?
The colonial flag.
You want? We're doing the flag for anti-trucker.
He's looking these, and yes, the one with the golden would be more of the Betsy Ross type flag with the circle.
Okay, so we can.
Well,
use this one then?
that's the first. Okay, so was there a different flag before when the United States was just the 13 colonies? I think there was.
Yeah, there was all kinds of flags, but they finally settled on this one.
For the United States, though, which is its own country. If he's part of the colonial army, that means he's not part of the United States Army.
You could use the Gadsden flag and replace the like have the snake wrapping around a turd or something.
Gotcha. Well, then don't tread on me. Don't shit on me.
Yeah, don't shit on me.
So is this what we're choosing to do then?
Well, you're doing it. You make it up and have fun with it.
Absolutely, make it up. Your choice.
Either take the circle and put a turd in the middle, or do your own version of the Gadsden flag, saying "Don't shit on me" and have a turd on it. America from Phil. Phil is in the house. Philip Gaming. America.
Yeah. So seriously, Bird, you seem to know more about COPPA than AT does. So
That's not a huge
I
shock.
actually watch and read the YouTube instructions. So.
yeah.
Anti-tracker just hits the X button and clicks it off, and so
Yeah.
I'll get back.
I mean,
I did a video on Copa
yeah,
that
he
explained it all.
his argument. This was over Skype, and again, I was doing two different things at once, so I didn't really get to participate with it. But he said that you can't have blatant children's material on YouTube. That's what YouTube Kids is for. So it's a violation of terms of service. And I'm like, then they wouldn't have that many subscribers and been around for a year. They're going to attract some attention, but whatever.
I don't know. Do you get ads
YouTube
before the
Kids is
videos?
separate. YouTube
get
Kids you have to be approved for.
Gotcha. Okay.
Okay. You can be on YouTube and not be on YouTube Kids and still do kids content.
Gotcha. Okay.
Getting approved for YouTube Kids, that's all the better for them. Maybe they are on YouTube Kids as well. I don't know.
Yeah.
I never heard of them.
Yeah. No, I just thought it was clever
You get
because
an ad before the video because sometimes they are restricting ads before the children's videos.
There are ads on the videos. When the kids watch it on the big tablet over at their grandparents, there's ads.
Okay, so because there was with the COPA thing, there was as well mentioned that they are not going to, or they are going to restrict certain ads on those videos.
Gotcha.
And I don't think that if you are watching a kid's video that you should get something like a condom advertisement or even political advertisement,
Right.
Well, right, yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
You should get cereal advertisements and Hot Wheels
Yeah.
advertisements and action figure ads. That's
Yeah,
just
but
like
there
the cartoons when I was a kid.
We have to agree on one thing. If you when you get condom advertisement on a children's program, it's already too late.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yep.
You've already destroyed a child's childhood at that point.
So there we have a shot of a baby.
Little Charlie's got his eyes open.
Oh.
I'm so disappointed in you, Bird, that while you were holding him, you didn't say, "Get in my belly."
Wow. No, I can't say that around Sister Prey.
Why not? She'd have no idea what you're talking
She
about.
knows. She's seen Austin Powers.
Oh,
She might also.
Fan.
Gee whiz! Thanks for the surround sound
Sorry,
sneeze there, Joseph.
Yes.
It was actually me.
Oh, it was you?
I apologize. It just came out of nowhere.
Most sneezes do.
Definitely not from Slovakia.
And that does look a little like a Richie Poole.
Do you have a picture of Richie Poole so that we can compare it?
Philip says baby the other way.
Oh.
That's nasty.
Well, we're
Yeah.
safe here because Sister Prey's not going to be watching my stream unless she's
Yeah.
forced to.
You should switch it to inappropriate content warning.
I have that up every time I start a stream.
This video may contain historical smoking and baby eating jokes.
Oh.
I hit the wrong button. I meant to close the share, and I closed the.
Phil knows it's Austin Powers because both lines were from us.
We'll forgive you, Bird.
Well, at least now it doesn't look like. What's his name? DJ's trying to cuddle me.
What? DJ's cuddling you?
Well, with that icon that he has in the corner, right up next to mine before, it's like.
Yeah, now the icon's sitting there with Mr. CTDV.
That'll make that'll make what's his face?
And we got our happy dinosaur in the chat now. Happy day to you, happy dinosaur.
Happy day to you, happy dinosaur.
Don't. Dinosaur was also in the Revolutionary War. He was chomping on some redcoats.
I wanted to say something and totally forgot what it was.
And Zachary Gibbons is here, says hello to me and everyone. Happy 4th of July.
Thank you,
I'm
thank
sorry,
you.
Yosef.
For what?
That you forgot what you were going to say.
Yeah, comes with the age.
Yeah, you're starting to get like anti-tracker. You're starting to forget things.
Oh yes.
You're getting up there.
Well, nobody's up there quite that as high as Andy Trekker.
Well, I'm only 3 years behind him, so.
I'm 953.
Andy Trekker's so old, his social security number is 2.
and who has the social security number 1?
Doesn't matter. They're
Doesn't
long dead.
I think Mr. Lundell has number 1.
That was actually an old Phyllis Diller joke. She used to do self-deprecating humor all the time about her age, and so that's where that came from. I didn't come up with that.
Well,
I
two
think
fits anti-Trekker if you think about it.
In
Yep.
The Simpsons, Mr. Burns has Social Security number 2. And he
Actually,
says, damn you, FDR.
I think actually, Mr. Lundell has number 1.
Wow.
Is he on the top of the age chart in the community?
Well, not unless we count Harry that comes into my streams every once in a while, because Harry is 72.
Oh, okay. Nice.
I think Harry is the oldest one that I know about. Here, at least. Now, on the radio, when I do my radio shows, I have an 82-year-old that listens to all my shows there. And
Nice.
then I have a 90-year-old from England that tunes in. And
When
he
do you
makes
have the next show?
Monday.
On Monday.
Now, DJ, I just told you I'm 953.
Yeah, well, I'm 2000 and something, but I lie about my age because I am the doctor.
So am I. Nice to meet you, Doctor.
I'm just an older version.
Dare I say a superior version?
And
Oh,
Happy
thanks.
says, Happy
Thanks, Captain.
says, Happy Dinosaur says, actually, yes, I was a secret military project for the Americans, but he says for the Civil War. And Betty White's social security number is 1.
Cap, I'll remember that. I will remember that.
Wesley Crusher's in the house too, saying greetings, weirdos.
Well, greetings, our
Says
number
the
one
one. Says the
weirdo.
one who is. Says the one who is wearing a. I don't know how long of a scarf and looking at us from a phone booth.
No. I don't wear a scarf.
No, Wesley does.
Wesley does.
He also
Yeah.
sends drunk Bob mail.
I have to switch to the live comments.
Zachary says Jeff Franklin is a bit younger. He still mourns his war buddies in the Civil War.
I think I look very good for 953.
And here's George.
Greetings, my American brothers. Happy
Greetings,
4th of
George.
July.
Happy 4th to you too.
Happy 4th.
I'm Canadian. I was 3 days ahead of these guys.
Well, I did.
Oh, Canadian. Okay. So happy Canada Day.
Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you.
You're welcome.
How is everybody doing?
Well, we're doing better since so far we haven't had birds singing for us.
What?
Well, on Canada Day, Bird of Prey actually was on my live stream singing "Oh Canada" to all the Canadians in the audience.
I knew there was a disturbance in the force.
There was.
So
I
what's
think-
going on?
Well, we're just kind of doing this little Independence Day stream, goofing off, and waiting for Josef, who is Slovakian, to sing our national anthem.
Oh, in an accent, perhaps?
Once you learn our.
I'll sing your national anthem. Hold on, let me look it up.
Oh, Bird's gonna sing. We're gonna have
So,
another disturbance.
anyway, to get one more person in here. StreamYard says it can do 10 now.
Yep, there's room.
Oh,
for
wait a minute. This is the Brady Bunch panel.
Yep, pretty
Yes.
much. Yeah.
I would like to know who I am.
Squares.
I'm pointing right there.
Yep.
Hey,
Life with. Good.
George would be Bobby Brady.
Oh, for crying out loud. Let's reshuffle.
Joseph is Alice.
Okay.
Berta
Sorry.
Frey is Daddy, while Captain Trek is Mommy.
I think I'm the mom.
No, Darren, you're
Weren't the
You're,
boys on? Weren't the
Peter.
boys on the top? Oh, okay. Yeah, the
No,
boys were on the
Peter.
boys were on the side. Okay, gotcha. I'm Peter. That's fine. That's fine. He's the good-looking one.
Brainy is
Sorry
Jan
for-
yelling, Marsha, Marsha, Marsha.
Marsha.
Okay,
What
there
I
we
see
go.
here in the pictures in the middle, there is written the Brady Bunch. I'm just Googling.
I prefer Hollywood Squares, personally.
Oh, not bad. Not bad.
Yes, I like it too. Wesley Crusher says, Josef Petrick, my scarf is 27 feet long. How many meters is that?
That would
9.
be two Tom Bakers and a Patrick.
Something like that. Because
You know,
something around 3 feet is 1 meter.
Yeah, 3.3 feet is a meter approximately.
Yeah. Yeah.
When you
something
get a
like
scarf that big, you're overcompensating for something.
Agreed.
You know, you could call this DJ squares.
Yeah, instead of the Hollywood squares,
Yeah.
it's the DJ squares.
The Slovak national
DJ Squares.
anthem doesn't
And
really
Yosef's-
rhyme in English.
Yosef's in the center square.
Yes, I am.
Oh
It doesn't.
man,
It doesn't. You should sing it in the Slovak original.
my 4th
Oh.
of July is ruined. Trek Culture just put out a video.
Oh, God.
Fuckers.
It's hit the square.
They have the word culture in their name. What's wrong with that?
Well, they're a bunch of Brits, and originally they were a wrestling channel that just did pro wrestling stuff. But it was unique because it was made in England. You know, it was, so you had British fans of American pro wrestling. And then they just grew, and now they have this new Trek channel, and they only have, like, from what I can tell, one actual Star Trek fan who works on the channel, and he's only there like every third video. Everybody else who works, you know, on that channel has basically admitted to not being a real Star Trek fan anyway.
Sacrilege.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's no different than Nerdrotic having the wrong name. He shouldn't be Nerdrotic. He's supposed to be Geekrotic.
Well, what is
There's a difference between nerds and geeks, and his channel is all about geeks, not nerds whatsoever.
Right, I guess, yeah, that would make sense.
Nerds are the
yeah.
intellectuals, and geeks are just the fandom.
Right. Well, originally geeks were circus performers that could eat
Original.
anything.
Yeah.
But Nerdrotic sounds better than Geekrotic, though. So.
That's exactly, and that just goes to show you the bullshit we have to deal with.
Well, I mean, you know, and I hate this about the English language, that our words change due to the misuse of the words, you know. Decimate, for example, doesn't mean today what it meant when I was a kid, when I learned the word. You know, the word dolphin has changed over the last 100 years too. It doesn't mean today what it meant back then.
Yeah. Yep.
You know, so
Same thing with like bitch and all that other stuff.
right.
But I just thought that was an interesting point. If anybody even realized that his name is completely wrong.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm curious. What is dolphin then and now?
I was
Well-
going to ask the same thing.
Okay, originally a dolphin was a fish. The original escorts of Neptune were dolphins, and what we today call a dolphin fish, that there's literally an animal called a dolphin fish, is what they used to call dolphins. But the animal that everybody calls a dolphin today was originally called a porpoise and was nicknamed a bottlenose dolphin, and so people just migrated, and language migrated. Now when you say dolphin, you think about the mammal instead of the actual fish. The United States Navy submarine warfare designator that I sometimes put up on my videos, that's the one with the submarine in the middle and then the two fish on the other side of it. Those are dolphins. That symbol was created about over 100 years ago, when everybody knew that a dolphin was a fish, and that's why they're still called. That's why they're still called dolphins. Either gold if you're an officer, or silver if you're enlisted. And so that's how I know that. But yeah, so yeah, that's
I thought you were going to use the because dolphin actually is something else as well. It's not even a fish.
right. Yeah, it all started because
Mooring
somebody
mooring dolphins. I mean,
yeah, it all started because somebody nicknamed the porpoise the bottle-nosed dolphin, and people probably thought dolphin sounded better than porpoise, and it's just a migration of the language in that term and the ones we use for that animal.
Well,
Yeah.
the more you know.
Yeah. A lot of people don't know that a torpedo is actually a piece of, is an aquatic creature. It's, the weapon that's fired from ships is named after a crustacean, I believe it is. So, now nobody knows about the animal. They just know about the weapon.
All right.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, when ships come into dock and they dock, that those are dolphins as well. Those the little moorings that you see at that they look like buoys on the ocean and in the sea. Those are called dolphins as well.
Yeah.
But no, no, you're right.
Yeah. I mean, the word decimate now, it used to mean to reduce something by 10%. That was exact. That's where the deci and decimate came from. It was to remove 10%. Well, somewhere along the line, somebody thought that it meant to reduce something by 10 or down to 10%, and therefore
Decimate.
So they would they use it in place of devastate because they want to sound, I don't know, smarter or something. And now the definition has pretty much changed. If you have to go down like 3 or 4 definitions in the dictionary, most dictionaries, in order to find the original one that I learned.
Yep.
I have a dictionary from 1966, printed edition, obviously, that only has one definition for decimate, and that's the one that I gave.
Yeah.
That reduces by 10%. So
I have to make this comment, Zachary. I'm sorry. I am extremely sorry that you are a fan of the Miami Dolphins.
I am too.
Actually, you know what? No. I am a huge fan of the Miami Dolphins. I love watching them lose. I love it. I'm the hugest fan of the Dolphins.
that's what the Cubs are for.
No, don't forget.
Hey, leave my Cubs alone, god damn it.
They know
Miami
they
Dolphins had the perfect season.
Yeah, and the Dolphins were the only team to stop the 86 Bears from having the perfect season too.
Yeah, but recently they have games that are in the bag and they find out how to lose it. I love how they find how to lose a game now.
That's talent.
But I want to say hello to Mr. Lundell, who's in the chat, and John, the former peasant. And we had a really quick question from Parrothead. Who was the panelist's favorite doctor? Well, of course, it was the fourth one, mine, Tom Baker, and some of these other ones like Bird of Prey have no idea who Doctor Who is.
My favorite is Jodie Whittaker.
Those words those numbers don't mean anything anymore. They've totally mangled that.
Out of here.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does.
They've totally mangled that whole concept now.
No, they haven't.
No, wait, stop. I'll say this right now. No, Darren, because Doctor Who is now officially Doctor Who.
Yeah.
Absolutely. We don't even know who the doctor is now.
No,
Well, as a Doctor Who fan, I do not count anything past Capaldi, so my canon is still intact.
It's Doctor They Them now. It's not Doctor Who. It's Doctor They Them.
Yeah.
I Parrothead.
I will.
My favorite is Who You See As My Avatar. Now, I'm not saying he's the best, but he's my favorite.
Yeah, I think that's a good thing. I distinguish between my favorites and the best too. I'd have to give number 4, Tom Baker, as the best simply because he was around the longest. But he was my, quote unquote my first doctor. Like most Americans, I watched Doctor Who on PBS, which ran the Tom Baker run over and over and over again, and then that's the one we got to know.
Well,
and,
exactly. Tom Baker was my first doctor as well.
Yeah, but I mean the first. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
My PBS station ran the 3rd, the 4th, the 5th, 6th, and 7th.
Well, the one in the 80s that we had here in Wisconsin, it basically you'd watch it where he's freshly regenerated from number 3, and then all of a sudden at the last one he'd turn into this young guy, and then the next week they started all over, and they did that several times in the 80s because I guess they were waiting for BBC to produce enough to fill out the PBS schedule, and so a lot of people thought that basically Tom Baker was the only doctor, because they missed the first one, or the very first one where they showed number 3 kind of morphing. And, to a lot of Americans, they think that Tom Baker was the first doctor. They didn't know anything about the first 3 before him. And, but I mean, as far as my favorite goes, it's probably going to be Tennant, but, I kind of share the first 3 revival doctors, Eccleston, Tennant, and Smith. They all kind of all lump them in together. I mean, I liked Matt Smith in the first 1.5 years, but Moffat's writing really kind of bothered me after A Good Man Goes to War in his second season, and I stopped liking the show after that. But so that's my take.
Colonel, run away.
Doctor Who was strictly a TV show when it first started out, and it started out as an educational program.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't getting traction that way, and they started adding more of the sci-fi elements, and then it completely morphed into a sci-fi show. And historically, the very first time Doctor Who aired on TV, it was buried in the ratings because it happened to debut against the shooting of Kennedy.
BBC made a wonderful made-for-TV movie called "An Adventure in Space and Time," all about the people behind the show, and it was a period piece about the people that created the Doctor Who show and what they had to deal with. And VJ is right that according to that show, they were given a second chance because nobody got any traction the night that JFK died, but. Originally the guy who came up with the premise of the show didn't want any robots and didn't want any bug-eyed monsters, but they had to do something in order to shake things up, and so they had the Daleks, which were a combination basically of robot and bug-eyed monster, and that kind of saved the show for them. So it's interesting stuff.
My favorite,
for the record, my favorite Doctor is anything past 9, except for Whittaker. I love each one. Each one's my favorite for their own reason. I'm sorry. Yeah, so Eccleston on up to Capaldi, each for their own reason. I specifically give notes to Matt Smith because nobody thought that anybody was going to become popular after what's his name?
David Tennant.
David Tennant. Yeah, because David Tennant, he was like the king of the Doctor. Like everybody thought he was going to go on forever, but he wanted to stop. And then we're like, who's this Matt Smith guy? And he had a rough first season, but he got into it. And then you had what's his name?
Capaldi.
Capaldi. And then Capaldi it was the opposite for Capaldi. Everybody had high hopes for him. And he had a rough start, but that was because of shitty writing. But that's why I call him. That's why I call him the Rumpelstiltskin of the Doctors, because he turned that shitty writing into gold. He had some really good speeches, really good some episodes, and then we got Whittaker, and it all went down the toilet.
Where you finished,
Zachary Gibbons.
Yeah.
Zachary Gibbons asks, now, did Doctor Who start out as a TV show or was it a radio show prior? No, it started as a TV show. Yeah. And DJ mentioned that it started out as an educational show. Well, in the second story, they did introduce the Daleks and Alien Planet and all of that. But they had a good mix of educational, pure historical episodes and sci-fi episodes going for a good 3 or 4 years before they went pure sci-fi.
Now, I do not have a personal opinion on Doctor Who. I do look to DJ and Wesley Crusher for my knowledge. And sorry, Jeff, only because you like the female Doctor. I don't know. Other than that, you may know some stuff.
Well, the problem that I had with the whole female doctor thing was that they had already established in the series that the Time Lords and the Time Ladies were two genders and that they had very different regeneration characteristics. For example, when Romana, when it came time for her to regenerate, she had like multiple little ones, and then she was able to choose which one she liked. And then
she chose her form. And
yeah, it was almost like comparing the male and female.
Ask, when was it established? Was it? It must have been.
Tom Baker.
Okay, it must have been prior to
Yeah.
Eccleston.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
But it was brilliant. Romana stood in front of a mirror, and she was actually changing forms as if she was changing clothes.
Yeah.
If she was trying on clothes, she came out as a new person. Goes, what do you think? What do you think? What do you think? And then she locked into that particular one. It was absolutely brilliant.
Yeah.
I missed it the first time. I thought it was a gag.
Yeah. I mean, it was almost.
I really don't think they established though that it was gender based. It was just that I took it as some Time Lords, Time Ladies, whatever you want to say, had better control than others did, and it wasn't based upon gender.
Well, the doctors Doctor and the Master both had regenerations that were basically just an explosion and then they changed, or a huge light show. It's almost like comparing the male and female orgasms. The male has a great big explosion, and then the female have these multiple little things that they can do. And
then you look at River.
Wait a minute. The males never had a big, huge explosion anywhere in the classic episodes. They just
Thank you.
It was a late show. It wasn't like a physical explosion, but I mean, if you saw, like when 3 becomes 4, I mean, there's a huge glow, and then it's a big.
No, there was no glow.
Not from 3 to 4.
That's right, not from 3 to 4. But okay, well, obviously the special. Okay, the first one then, when what's his face?
No, the only time there was some side of a glow was when number 2 was forced to regenerate by the
That happened off camera.
Yeah, we never actually saw that.
Yeah, William Hartnell changing into Troughton there was a glow effect, and it all depended on what they had a budget for. But basically, what I'm getting at is it was an instant, or a fairly one and you're done kind of situation. Whereas with Romana, and presumably the Ronnie, although I don't think we ever saw her regenerate.
We never saw her regenerate.
Yeah, we have that example where it's a very different experience for the females, and there was a distinction between Time Lord and Time Lady. And
it was only Romana though. That was just one example. And look at River in Series 6.
River was a half human, and in fact, she was actually full human. She just was a human transformed by having been conceived in the time in the time stream. That's all.
And that's where I was off the rails on that, because that was completely stupid. Just because she was conceived in the TARDIS, that she would automatically become half Time Lord. That was BS right there from the start. I didn't like that either.
Moffat's writing, I mean, he wrote some outstanding single episodes. Silence in the Library, obviously the Weeping Angels one. But as a showrunner, he ran out of steam very quickly in the middle of his second series. Is when he lost when the show started going downhill for me, because the writing was. It felt more like fanfic. It was like, okay, he gets to do his fanfic as an official Doctor Who story now, and unfortunately, that's where it continued. It continued to have people just mangle the concept to the and you don't change something like that you like. And that's the problem I see with a lot of our sci-fi franchises right now. Is you get people that are in charge of them who don't really like them.
Now I'm not going to highlight because of certain word in a comment, but when River was shot by them, she was still technically in her regeneration phase, just like Tennant was when he got his hand cut off.
Right.
So that is why she was able to heal herself, and that's why he was able to regrow the hand, because there was a certain period, and that goes clear back to Romana. She was in her regeneration stage, and that's why she could change her body type, during that certain period of time until she found one she wanted.
Yeah. The first clue that they were starting to go to this idea that Time Lords are essentially transgender when they regenerate was when Matt Smith initially regenerated. He was going from Tennant to Matt Smith. He felt the length of his hair and verbally speculated that he was a girl, and then he felt his Adam's apple and realized he wasn't a girl. That was the first inkling. Then what happened was Neil Gaiman, who is a great writer, wrote an episode called "The Doctor's Wife." In it, he created.
Episode.
Yeah, he established a character in dialogue called the Corsair who could flip flop between genders, and Neil Gaiman's justification for that was Matt Smith's comment when he first regenerated. But most of us thought he just said it because he's delirious. The Doctor is usually not in his right mind right after a regeneration because his brain is still changing and all kinds of things. But they took advantage of that little piece of dialogue and ran with it, and that's why we now have a female Doctor, and that led to the unraveling of the whole mythos.
Yeah, 'cause before that, it was all about being ginger, right?
Yeah, he wanted to be ginger. When we were all waiting for the first ginger Doctor.
Yeah. I'm one of those fans that don't think they should have been doing that because
me too.
No, to
It
be
doesn't
honest,
bother me that the Doctor is female.
Sorry.
And yes, Rock Solid, we are discussing a character that from a country that we
No, I don't mind that. I think the regeneration, if you're regenerating, that means your DNA changes. I'm totally fine with the concept. Though I don't know about that whole species change, but that might be because the Doctor isn't Gallifreyan. Gallifreyan only unlocked regeneration within the same species, and the Timeless Child might be special and might be some kind of omni stem cell change into different species, male or female or trisexual or whatever the hell.
And while Missy was a great character, I'm still pissed that they turned the Missy into the Master. I still personally think Missy should have been the Ronnie.
Me too. Yeah, that would have been great. They already had a perfectly good female villain for the Doctor if they needed one right there. Bringing her back would have been a big deal. And instead they went for what they thought was probably an even bigger deal. And that was, changing the Master. There was some talk.
How did the Master? Sorry, that was one thing that confused me. So DJ or Darren explain to me, or whoever, if the Master killed himself or herself, how the F did we get this other Master in the first place? Did I miss something?
It could be
you didn't miss anything.
Somewhere else on the timeline.
So Missy was the future Master, right? Because they clear as day said that, and then she stabbed him and he shot her. Did she actually die?
She was shot with a weapon that prevented regeneration, and that's the last we saw her. We presume that she died, but we don't know. We also don't know how many Masters there were in between the John Sim version and the Mistress.
Well, no, because she just said you're about to turn into me. Didn't they say that?
I don't know.
Well, she did allude that he would regenerate into her. But
whether that be the next regeneration.
We've also seen in the past where the Master have stolen bodies in order to keep living.
The thing that I got is if he was the past, then she knew what was going to happen.
Well, when two Time Lord or the same Time Lord shows up in two incarnations, only the current one remembers what happens.
Yes, that which would have been missing
when they separate. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So she would have known that was coming then.
See, I'm waiting because
that's the stuff that doesn't get me.
Big Finish is putting out an audio that has nothing but all Masters.
Now, she wouldn't have remembered what would have happened through Sim's Master, but she might have had some sort of inkling. we have seen that in the past where a current doctor has an inkling of something that happened as a prior incarnation.
Right.
When the two meet, and that was established in the 50th anniversary, the Day of the Doctor.
Yeah.
So she might have had some sort of inkling. Oh, something's going to happen to me where I may not be able to regenerate. I might do something to counter that, and that's where I come up with the idea of the current master that we have now in the show is actually after Missy, because she knew something was going to happen. Something was going to happen to her that she wouldn't be able to regenerate, so she did something to prevent that from happening.
And it would kind of make sense because she was laughing when he shot her and said that he couldn't regenerate, and she just kind of laid there laughing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Huh. It was both meant to sort of signify, oh, look how delightfully maniacally evil they both are as they're both dying.
The dual meaning, leaving it open for interpretation, which is always awesome. I love how the Matrix did that. But
it's just like with Missy, if it wasn't the Ronnie, they could have done really big twists and found out that Missy was either Susan or Romana too.
Mm-hmm. Well,
Missy was great. I mean, Missy, I was pissed off when they killed Missy. I was pissed.
I didn't care for Missy in the Series 8.
When she first came out with the whole
the death in
Matrix,
heaven and all
Death
that,
World.
that just didn't fly with me. It just didn't make sense. But
rubbed off
after
on me a
that,
little bit too.
After that, she was great.
Yeah,
starting with Go ahead, DJ.
The only thing I like about this current master is he's actually using weapons from classic.
Yeah.
That's the only thing I like, though.
The tissue compression weapon.
Yep.
Yeah.
Ryan Johnson is in the house now.
I'm just glad those god dang freaking Sonic sunglasses are gone.
Yeah, that was kind of dumb.
That was dumb.
Well, they got really dumb too because they, besides being Sonic sunglasses, they were basically his personal computer.
Yeah. Wesley's going on in the text chat about a lunar eclipse tonight, and I don't know if we want to broach this to Darren or not, but he wants to hear Darren's thoughts on the lunar eclipse.
Well, it's not what we're told it is, according to most of the flat earthers out there.
So what is it?
It's something.
No.
It's flat earthers maintain that it's something the moon itself is doing, not that it's a shadow from Earth or wherever.
Of course it is.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, of course. The dinosaurs are on the dark side of the moon, and right now it's their annual shedding.
Yeah.
So
shedding.
we could also ask the question: why does Mercury and Venus have phases like the moon?
Well, Mercury and Venus, planets used to be called wandering stars. Bible calls them luminaries, and Christian flat earthers don't believe that those are planets that we've been told about. That those are actually luminaries.
So they have phases like the moon.
No, that they're not things. They're entities.
But they do have phases like the moon. You point a telescope at them, and you'll see different phases.
Okay. Women have phases too.
It makes for good. It makes for good storytelling if you think of them as entities. It makes for good storytelling.
But why not Mars, Jupiter, Saturn?
C.S. Lewis
Like
used that concept himself when he wrote Out of the Silent Planet. But C.S. Lewis was
I think that works.
And he didn't believe that the Earth was flat. It's just
nice and cut out. Cut out most of it. Where's my background eraser?
That looks good, LDG.
Send it to Anna Trekker.
No, I was just curious why only Mercury and Venus have phases of the wandering stars.
Okay, they're the only two that have phases. Big deal.
Why?
I mean, why? Why do we have to have all the answers right now? All we're doing is producing counter ideas.
There has to be an explanation for it.
Oh, of course. I don't think it's the explanation that scientism has, but
we'll all find out once we all own Jetson personal rockets, and we can all get our own answers for ourselves. Well, because you know what I mean. Can't trust anybody today. I need a history eraser. History magic eraser tool. No. History. Here we go. Undo brush. History. Really? Nothing?
Oh. And anyway, this whole conversation is mute because we figured out in Doctor Who that the moon is actually an egg.
Mm-hmm. And wasn't it something else entirely different in one episode of the original run of the show too?
Oh yeah, it's been a couple of different things over the years.
Yeah.
But
Hold on. What are we talking about?
Doctor Who?
Well, I realize that, but specifically.
There was a Capaldi episode where the moon was revealed to be an egg, and then it hatched, and the creature flew out, and then before it left a new egg, so it had a new moon there, so that the Earth wouldn't get destroyed by tidal forces and things.
4th of July, Orville Nation. PJ is in the house. Hey.
Yeah, and I didn't care for that episode, but
yeah, me neither.
Yeah, it was a pretty crummy episode.
I mean, some of it. The concept of some of it was good. But...
It was like the episode from the Transformers. Was it Predacons? The one where there were Beast Wars. Same concept. There was two moons. They didn't realize they actually crashed on Earth. The Generation 1 was stuck in the mountain, hibernating, and they had a whole adventure there. And one of the moons happened to be a giant mechanical thing.
Yep.
So, Wesley, I don't know if that satisfies your curiosity about the lunar eclipse.
We'll find out in a minute. Wesley will tell us.
And apologies to Yosef.
Poor Yosef. I think we killed Yosef.
Wesley says to Mr. Lundell, I would debate Darren.
Well, we're not doing the debates today. This is the 4th of July.
Yeah, I already had that. That was on my channel, guys. If you want a link, I'll share it. We had a lovely long debate, guys. Seriously.
Wesley says, oh, I missed some of that. Rewind. Yes, Yosef, I think that's pretty much
I think it's over, Yosef.
Closed.
Type it in just in case he's got everything muted.
Yeah. All right, so just send this to AT then. See if he uses it. That'd be cool.
Yep. We'll see.
Anybody know if he's working today?
I don't know. I would think that maybe he would have the day off, but
he might. I mean, he Skyped me earlier, but that doesn't necessarily mean anything. He didn't tell me he was working or not working, but I know he's not streaming today.
No, he's taking the day off.
Yeah.
You'd think he'd be.
It is a holiday.
They must be grilling out or
I thought
something.
he said he was. That's fine.
Wesley says, move on, guys.
But he doesn't have the bell icon lit up on me, so he never knows when I'm on. So. He might actually be trying to do some work.
He might be. Trying to finish Hulk.
Nah, he wouldn't be actually trying to make a video.
No.
That's sacrilege there.
Now, Mr. Lundell, we don't want to do that to Yosef. He says, now we know what ticks Yosef off. Flat Earth theory, the bane of Yosef Petrick.
Stop mentioning it.
It's like showing Dracula the Cross, isn't it?
Yeah, seriously, dude. Like the debate, no matter how awesome that debate was on my channel, it literally almost took 48 hours for it to run through the algorithm.
Yeah.
We don't need that for frickin'
right
DJ.
Yeah. It's something I'm willing to discuss privately for the most part, but I'm not gonna. I mean, and the problem is, of course, once I was sort of outed, now when I come on a stream, sometimes it's like I'm the guy who was caught whizzing in the swimming pool or something, you know. It's like,
I don't care what you believe. This is a free zone. We just have fun here.
Exactly. I mean, it's not like, you know, it's not like anybody here is saying that, listen, you know, show me absolute proof and you've changed my
Can we
mind.
just get off the damn subject?
All right,
Yeah.
listen,
Sorry.
listen, guys.
Sorry.
Bird of Prey, can you let Anti-Trucker know to check his Twitter, please? Because I know how absent-minded he is sometimes about his Twitter. I've sent him the flag download.
Nothing
Yeah,
good comes from posting on Twitter.
It may be
Yeah,
2 weeks
I'll let
before he
him know.
sees it.
Yeah, I
I'll send
know,
it to him on Discord as well.
because he never checks his social media.
He did
He's
actually
already-
join my Discord.
He's already admitted that he hardly ever checks any of it unless somebody tells him to go check it. I'd rather talk about Brie Larson than that last subject.
You know, I watched her video on her channel, and I was amazed at how much effort they put into trying to change her image from, you know, snide, you know, Karen to you know, girl next door kind of thing. You know,
Yeah, but they're still blocking all the comments that are negative.
oh, of course they are. Yeah, yeah.
That's bullshit.
Mine lasted maybe 2 minutes. I had enough to get like 25 likes and a couple of replies to mine, and then it went completely dead. And nobody can see where I made a comment, but I can
Yeah.
go back and look.
So much for a public forum.
They're
Yeah.
shadow banning anyone
It's-
that disagrees.
Yeah, it's the illusion of a open forum. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And if you say anything to them about it, and they say, "Well, go look and see if you can." Well, of course we can see our own comment, but
Yeah.
we can't see anybody else's.
Yeah. I mean, YouTube tends to put my comments, that's, you know, where you know, they're always on top the way I look at them, you know, but I know that everybody else is different, that they don't see mine on top.
Yep.
Yeah. Weird.
I tried to search through that on every comment yesterday while it still wasn't that big for Anti-Trekker's reply or a few others, and it was nowhere to be found.
Mm-hmm.
They just shadow.
You got
They
5
shadow
seconds to
ban
go viral.
They shadow ban it, but they leave it up there so it still counts as comments towards it, but they won't allow you to see anything negative.
Yep.
And yes,
Dia was
I
asking if
am
you're on live chat. Well, yeah, he's
I am
on
on live chat.
StreamYard, so.
I'm on StreamYards. It shows me everything.
And we lost
I-
DJ. Oh, there he is.
I didn't go
We
anywhere.
lost DJ? What?
No,
Didn't go anywhere.
DJ's square went circle of death for a second.
Not that I've seen.
I
Just
didn't see
reporting
that
it on
either.
my end. That's all.
It's
And
your
I'm sure
internet.
it's StreamYards. Yeah, it's my internet.
It's your internet.
Fake news from LDG.
Hey, who went to Geloja alone since quarantine? Well, I Geloja alone anyway. Too.
You know, that really does aggravate me how these half public forums are just bullshit, man.
Yeah. You know, I don't have a problem with somebody who's already like a relatively big movie star who wants to create a channel and they give them instant, you know,
Yeah, I'm cool with that.
monetization with that. I mean, because I mean, you know, I would expect
It doesn't
that.
matter, Darren, because she would have monetized her first video anyway.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, her first video would have been monetized. All you need is 1,000 subs and 4,000 hours. If you have 10,000 people, 1 hour stream, done, monetized.
Yeah.
So if it's gonna be like that effing simple, it's just effing monetizer.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? I'm not gonna cry about that. But
Yeah.
some nobody gets instantly monetized.
It's a little different.
And he's got like 10 people watching and he's monetized. That's effing unfair.
Right.
Oh, like who? Who's this guy? Who's this evil person?
There was a girl who was living out of her van that had a mysterious spike in views and monetization. I remember this was like I think it happened. This happened like literally last year or something, and a lot of people pointed it out. And I don't know where she is now, but
Not in a fan, I bet. She's monetized.
yeah. What I thought was interesting though was just how much in her videos they show her giggling and acting like she doesn't know what she's doing on YouTube and stuff. And that's fine. Wait until the bitch comes out, because give her enough time and that will happen. That same gal that was that was talking about A Wrinkle in Time, and the one that was in all those Avengers actors interviews, where the other actors couldn't stand sitting next to her. That's going to come out eventually, unless she's got a handler who's actually making, just taking her footage and making the videos.
She's got a handler and a producer and a director and a script writer and
Yeah.
Yeah, if they're involved in her channel, you will never see that. But if they're not, or if they're not on the ball one day, that's what's going to happen. I mean, she's going to make the same mistake that celebs make on Twitter, or various other places. They're going to make a comment that's going to either verbally or in text form. That's going to be a window into who they really are, and that'll hurt them.
Yeah, as far as go ahead.
That's true. That's accurate. People. It's a phenomenon actually. It's online and in person. If you actually talk to someone long enough, they'll run out of things to say, and then all of a sudden, their deepest, darkest thoughts will come out. Why? Because they just need to continue to communicate.
Right. Mm-hmm. Well, one of the reasons why Barack Obama had to have a teleprompter everywhere he went was because every time he went off script, he ran into problems.
Oh yeah, he started Trudeau.
Yeah, like the whole Joe the plumber situation when he was campaigning. I mean, that was a spur of the moment thing. It was unscripted, and that's what and that was one of the more controversial little parts of his initial campaign for president, was that what he said to Joe the plumber, about the nature of taxation. And so they made sure that even when he was talking in front of like third graders, he had a teleprompter in front of him.
The teleprompter, he made mistakes.
Yeah, and Twitter is one of those things where if a celebrity has access to Twitter, they bypass their press agent, they bypass their handlers. I mean, look at what happened to Roseanne. Roseanne was on Twitter like anybody else would use Twitter, but it cost her a TV show. And it's Twitter in one way is kind of interesting because for me, I had a Twitter account for like a week, and I barely was on it, so I got rid of it. But I mean, all I see now is people getting in trouble for things they posted on Twitter, not just recently, like athletes that posted something when they were in high school. That when they're a know-nothing teenage kid, and they're being taken to task for it today, things like that. It's like there's nothing good comes from posting on Twitter. If you're a celebrity who needs to be thought of as somebody who's a relatively decent person.
Well, I personally don't think we're going to see Brie go off the rails with her YouTube, because it's obvious that her video was produced.
Mm-hmm.
It's obvious that they're hiding all the bad comments. So if she even goes back to look, all she's going to do is see praise.
Right.
So there's not going to be any incentive for her to try to defend herself and make comments like she has in the past.
Yeah. The only way we can you can adversely affect her is to just not watch have her views die.
I don't think we're going to get that many videos out of her anyway. It's going to be used just to promote whatever she's got upcoming.
Yeah, I don't see it lasting longer than a year either. Not even a year.
Lasting a year.
Yeah. Those videos are professionally produced.
Who is subscriber?
They're edited. They're definitely professionally edited.
Yeah, exactly. So at a certain point, there's going to be an assessment of the expense to profit. Profit meaning how much attention and how effective is it.
Mm-hmm.
And my thinking is that all this is because they need to rehabilitate, or what's the word? fix her public
image.
persona, because
Yeah.
that next movie, it's not going to have the Avengers to support it.
No.
As a-
No,
a
it's
salary.
unless they do the same thing they did before, where they have some major announcement, for a movie coming out that and then 2 months earlier than that, they come out with another Captain Marvel movie that promises some sort of advanced information on what this other thing is, like the Fantastic Four or something. It worked with Black Panther. Black Panther, I think, was a success financially, because a month before Black Panther came out, we got the first Infinity War trailer, and that trailer showed us front and center a major part of that film was going to take place in Wakanda with Black Panther and his environment, and so people, I think, watched Black Panther as sort of a prelude to Infinity War, so they were familiar with the setting that a major part of that movie was going to take place in. Now, I think Black Panther is a great character, and I thought the movie was pretty good, but it wasn't. It made, I think, it made a lot more money than a lot of people expected it to, I think, and that was because of the whole Avengers factor.
Yeah, just like Captain Marvel.
And they did. Yeah, and they did the same thing with Captain Marvel, and it worked. But did it work? There was all kinds of stories that came out when that movie came out about empty theater seats. That Fandango was, people were buying tickets on Fandango and not showing up, and things like that. So they could have ticket sales figures that were inflated. Rotten Tomatoes changed the way it did business around Captain Marvel.
Well, I can confirm the empty seats. I had friends here in Toronto who went to movie theaters.
Yeah.
There was a whole swath of empty seats, and I said, "Did you ask the manager why are they empty? Why can't you just fill them up?" And they said, "Hey, they sold the tickets. They don't give a shit about what happens after that."
Oh yeah. It's a seat that's sold but not used. That's even more profit for them, because they don't have to pay a guy to clean that chair, or that kind of thing. So I mean,
yeah,
it's like when I was in the hotel business in college. I was a night auditor at a Holiday Inn Express. The best thing that could happen is somebody reserving a room and then no showing, because we got their money. We don't have to re-clean the room.
The only downside I could see to a theater not liking that is it's cutting into their bottom line of concessions.
Concessions. That is true. What is
That's
that?
where a lot of the movie theaters make their money.
And since theaters are earning their money from popcorn and drinks, they might not like it as well, because obviously empty seats won't buy popcorn.
Well, I also happen to wonder if we're going to have movie theaters any much longer. I mean, they're not showing movies yet, are they?
Well, because even here we have everything open. Yes, basically, really everything is open, but the studios didn't release the movies, so everything that was released was already in the screenings, and the licenses for screening the movies ran out, and nobody has movies coming out until November, I think, or something like this.
Yeah.
So yeah.
The only kind of theaters that are open right now are the ones like the one that Quentin Tarantino owns in Hollywood, where he can show any movie he wants because he owns the theater, and he'll just show old movies or his own movies, and that's it.
Here's something interesting. It's just recently been reported, as of, I think maybe the last week, Walmart is going to repurpose some of those locations into drive-in movie theaters.
Yes, I saw that.
Yeah, but that's not going to be till the end of August, and a lot of places that's getting the end of the season anyway, because nobody wants to get out there in the cold.
Yeah. Well, here's the other interesting thing is that everyone here could tell me quickly, what's the cost of a 50, 60, 70, 80-inch TV right now?
Yeah, dirt cheap.
Yeah, $400 or $500. Right now, it's how do you say? the technology to create your own home movie theater experience is so profound, so palatable. Before we were surviving on what 36 inches or less, 24-inch TVs, capital rate. And we're talking about only 10. It's been 10 years since all these huge TVs with the incredible built-in sound has been available to us.
Yep.
And what do we have now? We have Netflix, we have HBO, we have Disney, we have Amazon, we have Hulu, and a few others.
Yeah.
What's the common denominator? They can actually pump a brand new movie to your home, and oh wait a minute, they have done that.
Yeah.
In fact, there's quite a few 2020 movies on Netflix.
Right.
And I think a couple more on Amazon too. It's like, wow.
Yeah.
But on the flip side, everybody's talking about cutting the cord. Because you can't afford what, $50, $100 a month. Now you're looking at, okay, well, I got to get Netflix, I got to get Amazon, maybe HBO Max, and all of a sudden that $150 to $100 payment is slowly creeping back.
It's right back. Yeah. And I told people that were cutting the cord. I said, well, all I need is Netflix. I said, Netflix is not going to be what it is today in 2 years from now. It's going to, once everybody starts getting the idea that they can have their own streaming service, all the Disney material is going to pull out, and it all happened. And it's like eventually you're going to be paying the same amount, just to individual bills instead of one place, your cable company, which might actually cause cable companies to come back. If a cable company can produce a better deal for
what will come back?
What?
Piracy.
Oh, well, piracy is not gone.
It's not gone.
Went away.
It's not gone.
But
always
it
be there.
went significantly down.
No, I think you're mistaken. A disappearance with stealth. It's hiding. It's not gone. They just figured out how to do it.
Not necessary. You know how many people I know who basically find it way easier and more convenient to pay for Netflix, or since you have Spotify, or what other services, I haven't pirated a single song since then.
It's okay. First of all, but don't out yourself. Second,
I don't mind it. I don't care. I don't care.
It's
I'm
not
in a different country, different laws.
It's a battle, just like everything always is a battle. It goes back and forth. So yeah, there are some things that made it less happen, but there are things that are making it more happen. Like for instance, even Netflix. It's not like you can find anything on Netflix.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
and
not
not
what
only
it used
that,
to be.
but then you're confined. But not only that, but now it's coming back even more because they're changing shit.
Yeah.
They're editing old stuff now. So if you want the original stuff, guess where you got to go find it?
Physical media.
Thank you. You want the original Gone with the Wind? Guess where you got to go find it?
Amazon.
Have it at home.
No.
DVD.
No. Well, Amazon, but I'm talking about the high seas.
I know.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, you have to. Yeah, that thing.
Yeah, I mean, you get a collector's edition or something. Amazon, I'm sorry,
You
DJ.
want to find the song
Physical media
yourself?
is what I was getting at. I mean, I've got a collection of physical
You're right,
media.
DJ. You're right.
I
You
didn't
wanna
hear
find
DJ. I'm
Song
sorry.
of the South? There's
Yeah.
only one place to find that now.
Yeah, and it's just coming down to the fact that with all this copyright bullshit, that it's really hurting, and we got to do something about it because there is legal ways around all this shit, and that's ghosting all these companies that think they can actually do what they're getting away with. You don't own your games right now. You can't draw two circles with a mouse and a nose in anymore. We got to start ghosting these companies so they start realizing that they need to do things differently and come out with content people are actually free to watch and free to talk about. Like, you can't even talk about stuff now. I mean, they were dropping channels just for talking about a video game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
just for talking about it.
Yeah, Sony aggressively went after people going out, talking about that Last of Us game or something.
Yeah. That's why I didn't mention the game, but yeah.
You can mention it. You can mention because the game is already out and reviewed on many occasions.
But before it came out, and they were commenting on the hype and the pre-release information we had on it. They literally said that if you talk about the video or about the game in your video, we own your video because that's our content.
Yes.
You know,
and that's BS.
Yeah.
No,
exactly.
It's not their content.
Right.
They say it is, but it really isn't.
The laws will eventually catch up with that kind of activity, but it's going to take a while.
It's not really a law. It's not really a law. It's a legal strategy. Just arrest everybody, and we'll sort it out in the process.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And until we, like I said, there's legal ways around it. We have the power to change it, but we're not because we're condoning it because they know they're getting away with it because we're buying the games. We're still supporting these companies that are doing it. And I'll tell you what, you guys want to own your games? Do you remember the good old days when you actually owned your game? Stop buying games for like 1 year.
Yeah.
And see what happens. Then they'll be forced. They said, okay, this is not working anymore. This licensing schematic, this licensing is not working. People want to own their games, and they will start selling the games back like they used to. They will change. But that means you sacrifice 1 year of buying any video game whatsoever.
Earlier in the stream, I mentioned that gal I used to work with named Cassidy, right? And I remember explaining to her that in the early 80s, ColecoVision came out with a console that would not only play ColecoVision games, but could also play your Atari 2600 games.
Mm-hmm.
And she thought I was lying. She's like, well, that's impossible. What do you mean? It happened. There's laws to prevent that. And I said, not back in the early 80s. They were, it wasn't illegal. It just wasn't, for them to do that because there were no rules in place for that, and companies didn't account for that. The idea of that kind of making them cross compatible.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, and the reason why you have that today is because ColecoVision did it, and that was one of the contributing factors to Atari going away.
Yeah, and it's funny too because if you put your stuff out on a media that you're not protecting, the law should have said that's your damn fault.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, no, we're not. There is no magical law that stops people. If you make a computer game on console A and make a computer game on console B, guess what? They both run the same damn thing.
Right.
You know what I mean? If you're not doing anything to protect it, so it cannot be like a security chip or a TCP chip or something like that, and you're just you're throwing out your game out there on an unprotected platform, it's your fault. I'm sorry. You did it. You chose to do it.
That's interesting that this conversation is going in this direction because in the early 2000s, it was mainstream media news. Hey, the latest stuff coming out of the latest torrent, just name the old torrent systems. I forgot what it like. Donkey,
Demonoid, and all that.
Yeah, the software itself.
Okay, yeah, like Napster and BitTorrent and yeah.
Oh, and they were actually open, all mainstream news, CNN and all that stuff. Hey, this particular song is popular on the BitTorrent. And they were, and I was going like, holy smokes, they're actively talking about piracy and they're promoting it as if it's top 100 on the American chart.
It's not okay. I'm tired of hearing this. I'm not trying to sound like an asshole. I'm tired of hearing this. There's nothing illegal about file sharing. Okay, it's only pirating if the thing that you're copying they're trying to say they own it. It's piracy because of what you're copying, not the technology itself. There's plenty of good things that comes from file sharing. Plenty of good things. It is a generally good concept. It was not created for the intent. It's not like a gun, right? A gun is made to shoot someone or shoot something. Okay, file sharing wasn't created to pirate.
Yeah,
it was a faster way of transmission that worked better than FTP. It worked better than VPN. Well, it was kind of its own VPN, but it was its own public internet sharing files that you didn't have to use like an FTP server or any kind of special third-party server client thing. You just had, you know what I mean? And it allowed faster transfers, faster downloads, more visibility, no censorship. If you were a musician, right, and you wanted to get your name out there, file sharing was the way to get your music out there. You recorded a low quality song that could, right? Because if you're doing something stupid like putting yourself out there on something where anybody can copy, the smart thing to do is you give them a tease. So you record like a low quality recording your music, you put it out there on Napster, and you will get downloads. You will get out there. People will listen to you. That is 100% legal and actually helps the little people.
Here's also another thought. If you want to get original uncensored movies, like say the entire Warner Brothers cartoon line, Roadrunner Coyote and all that stuff, find yourself a Laserdisc.
I still have my Pioneer Laserdisc player.
The Laserdiscs have the Laserdiscs between in the 90s, they were just throwing everything they can into that market. They didn't even think about what we call sign-offs with rights holders and everything like that. So there's a lot of great movies that are in physical media, Laserdisc specifically, that will never get to DVD or online streaming services.
Yeah, you're right about that. And then that's the one thing about, like, we're talking about public domain stuff, or it's all about the licensing, right? So if you're taking something as public domain off somebody else's channel, you're technically breaking copyright. But if you have the original media, then nobody can come after you.
I'm gonna get going, guys. I'll talk to you later.
Take care, Bert.
Yeah, 20, Bert.
See you around.
Yeah. We'll probably be wrapping this up in a little bit here because a lot of the people will go to Bird's stream anyway because he's going to do Cinema Saturday with Independence Day.
Happy Independence Day, everybody.
I remember when that movie came out.
Our Independence
96.
Day.
You know what's funny about that movie was that was so hype, obviously, when it came out. You know, the big iconic image of the White House getting destroyed during a Democrat's presidency, by the way. And so people went and watched it, and they liked it. But there was a sizable portion of people who loved the movie until they talked to somebody who told them it was stupid because of the whole computer virus thing, or that they just ripped off War of the Worlds, which isn't accurate either. But I've never seen so many people come out of a theater loving the movie and then the next day saying they hated it because they talked to somebody who didn't like it, and they were literally convinced that they shouldn't have liked the movie. That was the first time I've ever seen that.
You mean Independence Day, the movie?
Yes, that was a phenomenon.
Before the internet. Yeah, before the internet.
Well, even AT says if you have to land on a planet, you're not technologically advanced. You should be able to nuke them from orbit. Like those little motherships were useless compared to the big mothership.
Well, they never landed. Those ships never
landed. I meant they went in the atmosphere. They didn't land. It's not what I meant by the word land, but yeah.
Gotcha.
They didn't need to be there at all. Like those ships would just need the one big one. There's no such thing as fighters in space. AT would say they're pointless.
Hello,
There's no point for those small.
I got guys in. We watched the movie on ship, and it was good for the Marines because you see all the Marines kicking ass. It's the best thing about it, but they get their chips all wrong, and we can look like, what the hell? I hate movies that don't try their best to get the military correctly. Everything right down these plane, a sloop, or it just don't make them jack.
And I think that
if you're gonna go with Independence Day ripping off anything, I would say it ripped off V.
Oh yeah, V. Yeah, absolutely. V series. Yeah, absolutely. You can see that all over. Round ship and everything.
Yeah.
The music, everything, summer music. But if V is serious, you're absolutely right. Even the reboot was stuck. The reboot was awful. But there's a lot of movies that rip off from V.
Well, it was a flying saucer movie. That's the bottom line. And we had flying saucer movies all the time in the 50s, and that's all it was. It was a genre film that we hadn't seen in a while.
The argument
versus the flying saucers.
The argument that landing on a planet means you're less technologically advanced is ridiculous. Anyone can throw a rock from orbit. Anyone can. If we had interstellar travel and we found a planet and we wanted to conquer it, throw a rock from orbit. As long as you control the orbitals, you're fine. All right? So space fighters is not a ridiculous concept either. You need to get in close and drop those ship killer bombs without having to shoot from 10 light seconds out. So landing craft, space fighters, those are not ridiculous concepts. I don't know why people keep bringing that up.
Also, one thing about this movie, everybody makes fun of Trump bringing Space Force. Even though we already got it, but it was what's the name of the place? Something like that. It does make sense, but we already got stuff in space. We just don't know. We don't know what we got. I mean, I wish I could say something myself, but anytime you think some UFO will come in, trust me, we watching everything. We watching. It's nothing like, oh, well, wow, we didn't see that coming. Come on, man. No, a ship that big, biggest Manhattan. You think we're not gonna miss that? That kind of thing like that. I see thing that played up in Colorado. What kind of movie? A War Game? That movie that melted. I know that place. Can't remember the name. I can't remember that damn place. What War Games? They melted. Jurad, wherever it is. We got people 24/7, 7 days watching everything. Everything, no matter what, no matter how big it is, no matter how weak. So we can see something, being past Saturn, I think. We got to, it's just, it's stupid. And then the space fight and everything, and like, I agree with Darren, you're talking about the virus, that was stupid. All the real technology, you get one virus, knock them down. Come on, really?
For the record, CCDV, I do not agree with Anti-Trekker. That I was just saying that was his thing about the ships. I could see reasons to have that. Matter of fact, I could take it even a step further. And second, I would love to see a video game where you could actually do that, make your own alien space force and see what AT comes up with, and everybody comes up with their own fighters or motherships or whatever, and actually do have a battle. That would be an awesome game.
If he sticks to his guns and says that it's stupid to have fighters and it's stupid to have landing craft, he would get his ass handed to him in a heartbeat.
Yes, I would love a video game that would let that happen, because I would love to play that and see what happens and see what he comes up with. And if he comes up with anything that comes close to a fighter, he's gonna get his ass handed to him. What was I going to say? The antivirus thing, absolute joke, because I refuse to believe any technology, even if you had an antivirus that could talk to a freaking alien computer system. The fact they didn't have antivirus, or even if they did have antivirus, and this person who wrote the virus in this movie was so freaking smart, even if he wrote some virus that got around the aliens' antivirus, there's redundant systems that would have shut off immediately and cut off the virus at its balls the second, because you always have redundancy, you always have contingencies, and the second that antenna would have received that virus, boom, disconnect it from the rest of the mothership. It's not like you're infecting one computer. You're infecting thousands of computers, and the second that first computer got infected, it would have cut off the entire system, the rest of the mothership, and not blown up the entire mothership.
One thing about movies, you get one thing off the oxygen to rebreathe. It may be so we can breathe it. Maybe I can breathe. So
what were you saying, DJ?
Unless maybe the alien race had no concept of somebody hacking into a computer, because they never experienced such a thing before.
Well, they did mention,
that's the thing, though, right?
Hold on. They did mention that the alien race was a procurer of other technologies that they conquered.
Yeah, they would have to. I mean, I don't see that doesn't make sense.
On the technology that they have, as good as everyone thinks they have.
I mean, yeah, the second that you have a lock on a door, you realize the reason why you have that lock is to protect against people forcing their way in. I mean,
look at it this way: you could go back in time to a caveman. You could teach him how to fire a weapon, but that caveman would still have no concept on how to fix it or properly use it. So these aliens could procure stuff, but they'd have no concept on how to use it to its full potential.
Yes.
That's pretty out there, boss.
You can give a caveman a gun, but does he know how to use it in warfare?
All right, we're not talking about a pull a trigger simple mechanical device. We're talking about effing spaceships.
It would still be the same concept though, because you're taking something and procuring it and trying to use it, even though you don't understand the whole thing. So this alien,
I kind of agree with you, but there was a shot in that movie where they were looking at matrix code to run the ship.
Yeah,
they were looking at full diagnostic screens, and you're telling me they just don't know how to? No, I can't. They were running on autopilot. Is basically what you're saying.
I could look at a bunch of matrix code and push a few buttons to make something work, but I'd still not really understand what the hell is flying past my face.
And let me tell you something: if you were flying a spaceship, you most likely just crashed into the planet.
Yeah, I thought it was a fun movie. I thought it was a good little roller coaster ride of a film. I liked Will Smith's, the movie had a lot of attitude. It was very fun to watch for me, and that's all I wanted out of it.
Movie.
Exactly.
Yeah. We should not be expecting, Citizen Kane from a film like that, and I think a lot of people just felt that the movie should have been more intelligent than the genre it was in, and that's my take on it.
Yeah, exactly. When you look at his other movies like
Godzilla,
The Day After Tomorrow, or what was it with
Godzilla
2012? Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
They have pretty much the same pattern, and those are just funny.
Those came later. Those came after his 90s film, their 90s films, where people were saying, "Oh, they're so brainless" and stuff. And so he tried to wrap a political agenda around them a little bit.
Oh yeah.
But those early ones though of Roland Emmerich, they were just intended to be fun popcorn films.
If you want to pick apart movies, just to pick apart movies, then let's go back and pick apart War of the Worlds. If there's aliens that are smart enough to be able to fly to your planet, create weapons that would destroy, you should be smart enough to know that there's freaking microbes and germs and bacteria.
Yes. Right. You should be able to stand for it. Yes, that was the problem with War of the Worlds. But again, you're talking about movies that didn't think that far. We're trying to tear apart movies that were made just to make money, not to actually hold the test of time. Now, if you had a company, if you had a production studio that said, "Listen, okay, our what's the word I'm looking for? Reputation is to make movies that are realistic, simulate." You know what I mean? Then that would be one thing, but we don't. All these movie companies only care about the buck. They only care about flashing things, just like now with the Star Trek crap. Flash, don't pay attention to the substance. And put all the special effects and flashy graphics in front of you, but don't pay attention to the subject matter behind the special effects.
I appreciate that, but if you're thinking that a movie that has true orbital mechanics and orbital domination, but every concept would have to be explained, that would be a boring ass movie.
Doesn't have to be explained. It just can't have any loophole. It can't have any holes. You don't have to make a movie boring by sitting there and explaining everything that they're doing. But what they do on screen cannot be questionable or easily breakable. And the whole antivirus thing, because remember, the antivirus infected the mothership. So even if that, and it was supposed to go to all the other ships after it hits the mothership. So even if I accept the fact that this guy was so smart that he wrote an antivirus to take down an entire ship and not be blocked, I guarantee you that all those ships that were on the planet at that moment should have been cut off from the circuit.
Oh yeah.
And protected.
Well, I see a lot of movies like that. The best Invasion movie I saw actually was a cartoon called Invasion, which was late Leonard Nimoy was in it. And it was about alien race were trying to invade United States, and they worked for it within. When it came doctors, lawyers, military guys, generals, and they worked their way up into the VPs and vice president, and took over. They didn't use no virus, no nothing. They worked from inside out, outside in. People don't know what he's doing when he makes amazing movies. You think, oh, one big ship, and they come down and wipe, DC and Mount Rushmore and all this, Pentagon and all this crap. No, man, you go invade the country, you do it inside out.
What cracks me up too is they used a spaceship they procured back in the day. And like even today, doesn't the Air Force or air traffic control, everything in the air has a serial number? Everything is identified. The mothership saw a 50-year-old ship coming back out of nowhere with human life signs on it. They even let them in the ship to begin with.
Yeah.
Poor Alexander.
What the hell is that?
Poor Alexander lost his internet. And he got bumped out. And I'm about ready to shut down because within 5 minutes, Bird's going to start up.
Yeah. Okay, thanks for having me, DJ.
But I want to give one last look at how we should be celebrating our 4th.
There we go.
Oh, yeah.
There we go.
Now, if you can't celebrate that flag, then there's something wrong with you.
That's right. You should be celebrating that flag right there.
Bravo Zulu right there.
No. I want that flag burned right now.
I think it's already smoking.
It's offending George, and he wants that off her. Well,
that flag offends me.
Can't say I blame him.
But it's been great to have you all up here.
Thanks, DJ.
It's been fun. We'll have to do this again.
Thanks,
And
DJ.
Parkrell comes in right at the end.
Take care, everybody.
Take care. See you over at Bird.
Thank you.
Everybody make sure you go to Bird of Prey 5 because there is a chance he could fall asleep during the middle of the movie.
Let's put a link in the chat and so that way everybody can jump over.
Yep, we're gonna get that to Bird. He's not quite up and going yet, but I'll put Bird's channel in there, and he should be up at any minute.
Any minute. The bird
minute.
has a flag in.
But the link
Plugging in right now. He's
the link
putting
to
in
Bird
his
Prey
credit card information.
Yep. But I'm gonna get out of here.
Oh, look.
Okay, guys.
I'm number 3. I'm number 3 away from the host now. I used to be number 9 away from the host.
Yep.
Happy 4th of July, everyone.
I can make it even closer. I can jump off. Take care.
And now Peter's right up there in the top.
Right,
All right, guys.
right up, right beside
the Christmas leadership.
Captain's leaving. Have a happy and safe 4th, people, and just do what makes you happy. Be happy.
Peace.
Everybody.